We live.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to the worldwide family. Peaceful Sabbath, y'all, as we get about our Abba's business. Y'all, we ain't going to delay it. We're going to get right to it. Wherever you're at on this planet Earth, turn toward holy Jerusalem.
Yes, sir.
From whence cometh our help.
Yes, sir.
That's right. All right, family. We're going to get this opening prayer. And it is with the Most High's permission.
Yes, sir.
And it's in the name of His only begotten and beloved Son. He's our Lord and Savior, and He's our Redeemer.
Yes, sir.
Is Yahushua
That's,
HaMashiach.
yes.
But we know Him as Jesus the Christ, family. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 12th chapter.
Read.
It reads,
Yes, sir.
help Yahweh,
Yes.
for the godly man ceaseth,
Yeah.
for the faithful fail from among the children of men.
Yes, sir.
They speak vanity, everyone with his neighbor, with flattering lips,
Yes.
and with a double heart do they speak.
Yes, sir.
The Most High shall cut off all flattering lips,
Yes.
and the tongue that speaketh proud things, who have said, with our tongue will we prevail. Our lips are our own. Who is Lord over us? For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy. Now will I arise, saith the Most High. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. The words of the Most High are pure words,
Yes, sir.
as silver
Yes.
tried in a furnace of earth, purified
Yes.
7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Yahweh.
Yes, sir.
Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever.
Yes, sir.
The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. Hallelujah! Say what?
Yes, sir.
Excellent read.
Yeah, don't fall for the falsehood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bro, you know what it is.
Dismayed.
Shabbat shalom again, once again to y'all. Shabbat shalom again, once to the worldwide family. Y'all, peaceful Sabbath. Today's lesson. It's a play on words, y'all, but it's going to be understood. Watch that bald-headed harlot.
Uh-oh.
Or, let me explain the ball. B-A-hyphen-A-L. That Baal-headed harlot.
Yes,
Right.
Because, see, this lesser vanity god called Baal or Baal seems to be throughout our history of coming out of Egypt. We can't shake her. She keeps showing up like a side piece to your family's house on a gathering. before you get there.
Uh-oh.
So Baal, or that bald-headed harlot, has been causing us a lot of problems within this kingdom. And it always seems to start from the head, working its way down. They give up control. So y'all understand perfectly which way we're going with this, because it's spiritual. Y'all, and that's what we're talking about, spiritual attacks. This spiritual chicken head, so to speak, is taking control of the house of Israel. Y'all, we want to get into a few things so y'all understand perfectly what we're talking about, because it's what seems to keep us from fully committing to the Most High. Because a bald head keep offering gifts that's hard to turn down if you're not a true believer, or your heart ain't set for 133, so to speak. So it's easy to grab hold of you with the flattering eyelid, so to speak.
Keep showing up in that house.
Oh boy, look here, you know what it is. So we got to watch out for that, because what we're looking for is what is our repeat crimes and who's causing them the most. So we have to look at, when we're always coming out of salvation, who always show up. But that Baal head shows up every time to wreck everything.
Distraction.
Yes, sir. So we're going to go from that point, but y'all know how we get down. We have to always look out for our sick and shut in, because the sick we have with us always. And we're talking spiritual first and then flesh. But just on our spiritual and flesh side, I want to send continue prayers out for our brother Jeremiah, OG Jeremiah down here. Had a little eye procedure to clear up his vision a bit. He said it turned out well, and I know it turned out well because he got out there in that truck and took off driving the next day. So you can see clear. So you can see what Trump doing over there in the White House. Now I went to a little bit too far there, but he's doing well. So just continue prayer for that brother that he get fully recovered, his eyesight comes back fully. Also, y'all, our Quincy Youngblood, y'all, yes, just a little bit under the weather. Definitely need prayers to keep him going, keep him strong. Y'all just need some positive prayer for the brother to keep him going, y'all. Just a little bit of feeling a little downtrodden, you know, with the procedures he's having to go through. But y'all, prayer will lift up a bowed down head.
Yes, sir.
So we're looking at that. Also, y'all, our family in the homeland, y'all, because they bombing over there like it's the 4th of July every day, every second. They got to sleep in their boots, y'all. And I'm speaking of our big brother, our Uncle Agda, and Emo Yisraela, and Emo Naomi, y'all. Sheb over there, Nakia and the family, y'all. It's getting pounded over there, y'all. I'm talking about when you don't know where your next move, no matter what I do, I could be in my house, but today may be the day that one of them wild bombs hit close by. Y'all understand what we're saying? That's how detrimental it is.
I hate they over there, man.
Boy, it like if you just knew a plane was flying over your city and it's got a nuke on it. Y'all, it's rough over in the homeland. They just got to stay prayed up and hope. If it does hit, they get the path to the Mount of Olives to get to that safe zone. What you got over there, sis?
We need prayer too, terrorist attacks.
Oh, no doubt.
States and the spirits see it as in prayers.
Yeah, it's all over, y'all, but you won't have a nation tough enough to fly their equipment in here. They're going to do their little small terror attack, but it's enough to disrupt everything.
Right.
You know, that's all they want. We just want to put a monkey wrench in it. Long enough to disrupt. When you get tired of disrupting, then you buy cable. They know it's a process. It's controlled chaos. And what I mean by that, you can keep getting your neighbor's cable. You can keep tying into another one, but it's going to keep breaking on you. It's going to cut out on you. And finally, they hope you say, man, just when can y'all get out here and hook me up?
Right.
You know, this side hookup goes out, especially I got a house full and I'm on bootleg, got to fight on bootleg, it cut out. Come back on when the last person there. Everybody else done left. But y'all, so we want to get an understanding today, y'all, on today's topic. Watch that bald-headed harlot, because it's the tricks she's using. And what the tricks are, y'all, is to say it's okay to worship the Most High, but ain't nothing wrong with playing around over here with this lesser God. So what we see is you can't come into allegiance with, or what we call fellowship, any other doctrine, any other thing that introduce rules to what they're involved in. We can't have a two doctrine God's system within us. Right. Y'all, because what we're doing is we're bringing a harlot into this fold, and the Most High just ain't gonna have it. But what's happening is over and over again, we're seeing Yahweh, we're seeing them with the Torah. But on the side, they got a whole nother set of instructions that they're doing. And they're trying to blend both. So we see it today in Christianity. They have the Bible, they go to church with the Bible, but they study a whole different other doctrine. Not only that, but a lot of the majority of your preachers are Freemasons. So they're involved with that bald head, because that's where it leads back to Freemason. That's their God, bald head. You know, so it leads back to that. And when you got that in the church, yes, they'll quote a scripture and then go into their personal detail, but they're describing it on how that chicken head tell them to do it. So you get lost in the sauce, so to speak. So you leave not knowing who your God is and repeating the phrases of bald head. What you got over there, too, Bob?
I want to read this.
Go ahead.
When I Googled it, it says, according to the Old Testament, the Israelites frequently turned to the worship of Baal, the Canaanite fertility god, rather than remaining faithful solely to Yahweh, especially during the period of the judges in the northern kingdom. This idolatry involves synchronism, where Baal was often worshipped alongside Yahweh.
What was he worshipped alongside what?
He was worshipped alongside Yahweh.
Yeah.
Primarily to secure agricultural prosperity, which was believed to be controlled by Baal.
Y'all, it's when you right there at the edge, and you can't wait it out for the Most High to answer, so you just kind of sneak, like what Saul did. He told Samuel, the Most High won't talk to me no more. So he sought out the witch of Endor. Yeah, he did. And he said, can you tell me, can you talk to my God for me? And she like, well, don't you know? Y'all done had all us put out the land and killed. Shabbat shalom, my dear. You know, so y'all, that's where we want you to look at it from this perspective. It's just not, you know, if somebody just going to an event or something, that's not fellowship. Right. Fellowship would be as if they ask you, can you join us, and hand you their doctrine. That's what they'll do. So now you're trying to balance both of them. Right. And you're going to get unity of that coexist there. You're going to get Pan-Africanism with it. That's where they're going to mix in all the dark races doctrines all together and still have Yahweh at the top. Right. Like we see charlatans around here, Yahweh will still be at the top. They still hanging on to it, but they like to play around with the other gods. Right. And say it's okay to play with that bald head.
Bald head.
Yeah. Bark, bark.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're talking about. So y'all, if we ain't got no more questions or concerns, what you got, sis?
I got a young lady that was supposed to come to fellowship with me today, 32 years old.
Yeah.
I think she disappeared. Her family members are looking for her because she had text a group text for everybody to leave her alone. She's had enough. And different people on that group message was trying to see where she was, and nobody has heard.
Since when? How long it's been?
This was yesterday.
Okay, so it ain't been quite 24 hours yet?
No, but she said she had enough because her mother came to service when I first started coming. Yeah. Rejected her.
Yeah, that's a rough one, sis.
Friend, she living with her Sunday worshiping grandfather that kind of drilled her. She was supposed to come to fellowship today, but she told me yesterday, early part of the evening, she couldn't come because she was at the store and her granddaddy wanted her to go to the store today, so she couldn't come.
Okay.
But
Well, we'll
anyway,
pray for her, sis. We'll pray for her
her name is
that, what's her name, Shayana? Shayana? Yeah, praying for that sister that, you know, hopefully she gets some relief in her mental game, y'all, because this is what we're talking about. The devil, boy, when he get in your head, he ain't paying no rent. He got his feet on your furniture up here. I mean, on everything that's precious to you. So y'all, it's rough, and that's what it say. We're going to have the sick with us always. And we're talking about sick up here, not understanding that bald head got you. You know, so we have to understand, and we're going to do a case study today on how that worked on one of our kings named Ahab. And it caused a choosing up type of situation, y'all, which we coming to that now. We're going to have to choose up, y'all, because we got it good here in this land. I mean, it's bad, but you don't want to be where the missiles flying. They talking about the safest place and the most fabulous vacation spot was Dubai. It's on fire. Boy, look at the hotel you trapped in there. You on vacation and trapped.
Spend a lot of money too.
A lot of money, y'all. So it's gonna get to the point that where the cause is gonna see if you're gonna go clucking after that bald head. Because that's gonna be the only thing that's gonna be offering any form of relief from what's about to take place. And y'all understand all the war y'all seeing. This is called controlled chaos.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, but what we got to get past is to the Jew first and then the Gentile. It's a lot of Israelites out here clucking bad on that bald head. They saying they own this, but they don't believe in the Messiah. Or if they do believe in the Messiah, they believe in it like they do bald. So they play both of them the same way. No allegiance to really neither one of them. But like Freemasonry will tell you, when you get to the 30th to the 33rd degree, you have to acknowledge Lucifer is God. You have to openly acknowledge it now. But then it goes on to say, but yes, Adonai is God also. See, they God mentions Yah. But y'all don't mention them. Nothing else but nothing. But see, they still mention him. So why then do you chase that chicken head?
Playing the harlot.
Huh?
Playing the harlot.
Oh boy, yes sir.
Spiritual fornication.
Spirit, that's what it is, bro, all day long. So if we ain't got no question too about, we're gonna go and get this started. You gave the definition of ball.
No, I just gave you the history on it.
Yes, you did. Very good. So we know that what it was looked at as, if not equal, right underneath and legalized to play around with. And we got our own people doing this to us more than any other nation. So when we hear all over the internet now, it's coming out. They saying y'all Israel, the whole world saying y'all Israel. You're hearing Tucker Carlson say it. You're hearing everybody come forth with it that it's out there now. Well, the devil don't care about it being out there. You know why? Because he knows them 10 Commandments is on the line. You can champion and wear your fringes all you want, but if you disrespect them laws, he gonna point out to everybody why we here.
Right.
It's more than just knowing who you are. You carrying a responsibility. You got high end. You're walking with royalty. You can't be caught tripping.
Come on.
So what does he care about we finding out who we are when it's more dangerous for us if we do? Because we got to do right now. That's what the wilderness is about, the rod. Yes, we gonna know. Just like Pharaoh put us out, open up the prisons, everybody gonna know. But that rod still gonna exist. The Most High gonna check it and see if you still letting that bald head hang around. You clucking. You can't be doing it. You clucking the wilderness, is gonna be problems. Let's get it.
Chicken head.
Boy, chicken head ball.
All right, family. We're going to be reading in the book of Isaiah. That's where we want to go, right?
Yes, sir.
Chapter 41. I'm going to start the reading in verse 24.
And y'all, what we always have to do is promote who we talking about so that we understand the power that he has that'll keep us from chasing bald head. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Why would you go lesser and you know what you got? You know.
You trade in a hamburger
no.
for a hot dog.
Boy.
All right, family.
Can you start that at 21?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. The book of Isaiah, chapter 41 and verse 21.
And y'all, we have to pound this in. We have to establish this so you understand where your war is at and who's your general. Go ahead.
Produce your cause, saith the Most High. Bring forth your strong reasons, saith the King of Jacob. Let them bring them forth and show us what shall happen.
If they can't do that right, ain't no need you keep on debating and what about this one?
Right.
Put it on the line. Go ahead.
Let them show the former things what they be, that we may consider them and know the latter end of them.
See, it ain't as much as just knowing about them. There has to be a latter end, and that's what we say when you hear these strange doctrines. The first thing you have to look for, does it have a judgment day? Because if it don't, you won't be accountable for your actions.
Right.
You chase a deal like that, you think you won't be accountable for your actions. Just like that ball here, you think ain't no ties to this. But it is.
It's like when you see all these debates, do anybody ever convert and change over to the other side?
No. Do
They
they
stick right with what they was doing.
right before it even got
What
started.
is the even point?
Yeah.
And still trying to defend that.
Look, not only that, but they're saying, I believe this guy because of how he said. So how he talked about that clucker, that makes you a believer in that doctrine? No, all those are, y'all, is pissing contests.
Yeah.
There's no law involved. There's no repercussion of the loser.
Right.
And what does the winner get? Do he get praise from the Most High, or do he get praise from the followers of cluckers? Let's get some more.
Or declare us things for to come. Verse 23.
Yeah.
Show the things that are to come hereafter. That we may know that ye are God.
That we may know what?
That ye are God.
Look, y'all can come on with all that flim-flam stuff. We need to know. You need to do some supernatural attributes. Talk about what happened a year ago. Don't make up stuff. Right. See, that clucker gets you to answer more things for him. You go to him to ask questions. They ask you the question. Is it somebody named? Right. What do you mean, is it somebody? Right. You should tell them exactly like the Most High said. And when he tell, this is who it's going to be. This when it's going to happen. Right. They got you guessing.
Your mic ain't on.
My mic ain't on?
I knew something was wrong.
I knew something was right. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, brother. Thank you, Zeb.
23. Yeah. Do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together.
See, and the only choice is good or evil, because every other lesser God or whatever somebody talking about, if they're not talking about Yah and they're talking about what they're talking about, the minute they say, yeah, I said some things and I know I might be wrong. Right. When you hear wrong or right, good or evil, that means there must be a body of notes that they're judging themselves by. So ask them, what is making you feel that way? What set of notes make that say it's wrong? Guess what they're going to point back to? You coming back to the Bible.
Right.
It's just like everybody, nobody believe in the Messiah and Egypt was here, but yet when we say, count Egypt for me, you have to count it from the Messiah who you say don't exist. Mm-hmm. You coming back to Yah and still chasing that clucker. And can't explain yourself, can't explain it because it can't explain. Right. You're going to put a creature above the creator. Let's get some more.
Verse 24.
Yeah.
Behold, ye are of nothing, and your work of naught. An abomination is he that chooseth you.
What did he call the individual that choose nothing or vanity?
An abomination.
Because it's worthless, so it's making you worthless.
Exactly.
Chasing that clock. Let's get some more.
We're going to be going to the book of Isaiah, chapter 46, and we'll read verses 8 through 13.
And y'all understand, I'm not just talking about nobody that look like they ragged out on the street corner or something. I'm talking about they dressed up like them Hollywood housewives. They talking about we got big paper, we're driving Rolls Royces. That's the hook and the draw. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's what everybody's chasing, trying to be after that bag or chasing it like that. So y'all don't think it's nobody walking around and had the same drawers on for 2 months or a ragged shirt. No, I ain't talking about street clucking. We're talking about at a high level, like Delilah, like Jezebel. Ain't talking about no low end. We're going to get some good understanding, y'all. Most High will. Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 46, and verse 8. It reads, "Remember this, and show yourselves men."
Show ourselves what?
Men.
Bring
it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am Yahweh, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me.
There's what?
None like me.
Ain't nobody to compare them to, y'all, and we know it because the people that leave this and run off to something else keep coming back over here to prove this, to help you out. Get some more, bro.
Verse 10.
Okay.
Declaring the end from the beginning. And from ancient times the things that are not yet done. Saying, my counsel shall stand. And I will do all my pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Calling a ravenous bird from the east. The man that executeth my counsel from a far country. Yea, I have spoken it. I will also bring it to pass. I have purposed it. I will also do it. Hearken unto me, ye stout heart.
What kind of heart?
Ye stout heart that are from righteousness.
That are far.
That are far from righteousness. I do something.
Yes, sir.
Verse 13.
Yeah.
I bring near my righteousness. It shall not be far off. And my salvation.
And my what?
And my salvation shall not tarry. And I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory.
Yo, see that? So, yo, it's there, but this ain't going to be shared with nobody else. You can't implement another God. Y'all, and these things are what we're looking at here, y'all, is we got groups out here, Israelite groups, they look like they in the Bible, but watch that practice. That's why I tell it, you're going to know a tree by the fruit that it bears. It may say it's on y'all, but everything else is by all. And normally what they do is tell you to stay away from Baal. But yet their practices are what it is, because if you say Lord, they say that means you're worshiping Baal. If you say Lord, because to them lords mean master or ruler. Abraham was a master and a ruler over Eleazar. But it's a difference. Eleazar never bowed down and worshipped Abraham. So it's a difference. Like Christ say, for one is your master, one is your teacher, even Christ. So once you understand it from there, but these men who dress up like Pharisees and out on street corners got you believing their top dog needs to be in this position. So they start to look at him like he's God. And the only thing he doing is dressing you up in the same colors. That make him God, does it? What you got over there, bro?
Got that rim fan star on their chest.
That's what we're talking about, bro. So even though they're in the scripture, they're in allegiance with that clucker. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It looks like it is, but that's what we're looking for. True 133, y'all, if it ain't there. And let me say this, shouts out to the House of King down there in Fort Lauderdale. Just want to say his daughter was in the hospital and she's doing well. Just want to say shouts out to y'all and thanks for the prayers. And they appreciate it too, y'all. So the daughter's doing well.
That's what's up.
But y'all, this is what we talk about, the joining allegiance of. See, if you ask a preacher, how can you be in this doctrine and a Freemason. Let him try to explain it. Because he's definitely, what he's doing is, he's just in there. It looks like he's in this, but his allegiance is falling over to the one on the side, bald head, because you're doing his feast days. But yet you got the Bible, everybody go to church, but are they going to do Feast of Unleavened Bread, or are they going to do Easter?
Right.
Or you going to do Feast of Dedication, or you going to do Christmas? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Even though, but everybody got this, which those doctrines can't be found. They have to get that paperwork from somebody else. And it said it makes us feel so good. Better than the feast days in here.
If that's the case, why are the preachers taking the tithe money from the church and gaining place?
Yeah.
The Masons.
Yeah.
They donate their money to the Masons to get rank.
Right.
So they're using God's glory to get rank with the devil.
Yeah, boy.
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, that's what we talking about, y'all. That's how quick it move in and attach itself. And when it moves in that quick, before you know it, now the Most High have to do some surgery on us and cut it out. You have to cut it out because it's a cancer. It starts to grow, and you start to repeat everything from that chicken head. Y'all understand? You start to repeat its sayings. Yeah. God is good. All the time. See, so when we say he's merciful, his mercy endureth forever, why aren't we hearing that?
Right.
I'm just saying, as we repeat things, you understand? So I'm not taking personal shots at anybody, but what I'm saying is you start to repeat where you lean toward. Birds of a feather do what? Let's get some more.
Instead of God being good all the time, why don't you be good?
Good boy, look at that. We know that, but what we just read, Isaiah ain't gonna change, is it? Boy, who got to be good sometime? Boy, just look. Some of the time. Let's get it, y'all. Where we going? Numbers 25. And y'all, and we talk about going to the wilderness or being in the wilderness, but that's where Baal had the mastery of us at. Because now you got a choice, just like the mark of the beast coming. The devil is saying, I'm going to see how much you're going to trust your God. See if he's going to feed you. See if he's going to give you water to drink. See, all that happens in the wilderness. See, we can talk noise right now.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it's a refrigerator we got back in the storeroom. I go get another water.
Yes, sir.
Got a jug of juice down here, good healthy juice for me, Mom. But when we don't know, only liquid we done had is spit for the last 3 days. What we gonna do, y'all?
Boy.
We gotta pray.
Boy, you know what we gotta do, Shimon. Let's get some more.
The book of Numbers, chapter 25, verse 1.
And where we at this time, Zed? We in the wilderness, ain't we?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
And Israel abode in Shittim.
Hold 1 second, let everybody catch up. Y'all there, y'all? Numbers 25.
25, verse 1.
Yeah. And y'all, this is why we saying y'all got to quit listening to doctrine talking about fleeing and the wilderness is paradise. The wilderness is test time. The wilderness is to try your faith and see where you at.
That's right.
It's tough time, y'all. And if y'all think so, make sure y'all tune in on the Walk on the Dark Side tonight. Very explosive. Gonna be a lot of that fellowship and what we think is something, and when you look and you like, oh, hell no. Tune in, though. What you got to say?
I just wanted to ask, the fellowship where I used to attend, Northside Seventh-day Adventist Church, they sell they rent their building to Sunday worshipers. And I wanted to know, even with us being here.
Right.
Is that wrong because these are Sunday worshipers here?
Well, the first thing we always have to do, sister, every day is worship day, 24/7. There's a specific day that was designed. Anybody can worship on Sunday. It's just that if you call it the Sabbath, then you're changing God's word to make it fit you. Understand what I'm saying? If tomorrow we say, look, y'all, we having a class tomorrow, or we Sunday worshipers, y'all. Not in that sense. The only deal is because we're keeping the same doctrine. right?
Yes, sir.
That's a 24/7 doctrine.
Yes, sir.
All day, every day, it's the same doctrine no matter what we do, because if you don't, you got to deal with Paul holding classes on the first day of the week, which is Sunday. Several times in the Bible, what they use, but what they can't come up with is that it was sanctified to replace the Sabbath. Never have, never will be. So y'all, every day is a good day. We don't want to give no day up. It's just, what do you understand about today? What is today specifically designed for? Today, the thought press of the Sabbath and resting. If you say that move till tomorrow, then sis, that type of Sunday worship is outlawed in the Bible, because you changed the Sabbath to your rest day. See, and we still had to go to the synagogues on the Sabbath day. So it wasn't like you get to stay at home. You had to go to the synagogue to hear the word of the Most High.
That's right.
And if it came tomorrow, if, like Paul say, I tarry, so we just picked it up on the first day of the week, a house full. Y'all, you don't want to get caught in those traps. What you guys say? You understand what I'm saying?
I was meaning, what is wrong for you to sell out, letting Sunday worship and come in for the love of money,
Right.
any more than us.
Oh, you saying them renting out the spot?
But if we renting out the building,
Yeah.
for Sunday worship.
Yeah. Well, see, this is what I'm saying. But we work on jobs with devil worshipers. We sign those contracts. See, so we're in the world, but not of the world. See, if the world changed what we believe, then it'd be different. If this building, see, every building we done been in, we in the wilderness. We moving from spot to spot. We was in the Urban League last time. Urban League
Yes, sir.
is dealing with every doctrine on earth. We just rented space.
Exactly.
We told them what we require. We'll meet your standards. Can you meet ours? You know, if not, we have to find another place to rent. It ain't like they forced us in here.
Right.
But when we get in here, this belongs to Yah and the servants of Yah for this day, for this time in this building that we rent for these days, for the month. You understand what I'm saying? Don't really no services really go on in here every now and then on Sunday, but the lot is usually one or two cars. That don't make a difference, because he don't dwell in temples made with men's hands. It ain't nowhere we can go that we're going to say it's the best for us if you come to our building over here and half the minds in here on Baal, clucking like that chicken head in our own space. When we in our own space, when we got kicked out. When we clucking bad and got kicked out, they was there.
Clucking, stinky legging.
Boy, look here. Was clucking soon as we got out of Egypt at the base of Mount Sinai, when the rules was being given to us. Y'all, that's what we got to understand. It's not the location. Because in jail, you don't get to make no decisions. You got to be strong up here. Because they ain't going to change for you no more than a fast food joint. Or see you walk in with your friends and all the workers in the back start doing like Hebrew in the house, and they start running out with that special grill. Sir, it's been cleaned already, scrubbed off, rubbed with olive oil twice. What are you having today? Let me see that.
Give me a Pepsi.
Yeah, give me a Pepsi and you want a sweet tea, baby? And give me that Big Mama hamburger. Put extra bacon on it. Because you're like that one Israelite that say the diet don't matter and had a ham this big on his table with fringes on. Right. Y'all understand what I'm saying? See, by right, we would have to cut fast food out. By right, because they don't change the grill. They'll throw your hamburger on there that you gonna pay for. And they'll throw their hamburger on there and put that bacon on top, and they cooking right next to each other. Why you stand there with your card or your money in your hand, and you know them juices mixing.
Right. Yeah.
See, it's a fine line, y'all, to watch that mote in your eye, that it don't become a beam. Y'all feel me? Y'all, but what we're talking about is some things happen because we're in the world, we're not of it. You're going to run into complex problems, but anything that says, if you join up with us, and I'm talking about a set of rules that say, turn your God, look the other way. Most jobs ain't going to do that. Most jobs protect that.
Right.
freedom of that. We ain't going to stop you from doing that. And they never give you the instructions of another God like your best friend may do. Man, why don't you come down to the mosque with me, just see what it's about. And then they start handing you pamphlets and stuff, and you start eating. That's what we get in that 1 Corinthians 10. If one bid you to a feast, and you be disposed to go. Disposed means I thought it over, I looked it over, and I'm thinking I could probably grab 2 souls there, and I go. But if you go and cause old friend over there and you ain't seen him in 10 years, that's what you really going for, and find out she with Henry at the tire shop. That stopped you right there. Everything you was going to say is over because she's with somebody. Damn, I'm blocked again. That's why I didn't even want tire shop. That's why I didn't even want to come here. See, it probably ain't nothing but some devil worshiping up here anyway. No, it was devil worship. Right. Because a monkey wrench has been thrown in your program. Y'all, that's why we got to have the spirit of discernment to know and listen to see what's coming out, y'all. It could say Israel all day. Well, our people draw near with this mouth. But the heart is where? But the heart is over in Siberia somewhere. Cold. Yeah. Let's get some more, y'all.
The book of Numbers, chapter 25, verse 1.
Yeah.
And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
What they began to do?
Commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
See, with the daughters of Moab, it didn't mean whatever she did. Y'all, because y'all have to understand, we got married at Mount Sinai. The covenant was restored to us, y'all. We renewed the vows at Mount Sinai. That's what the 10 Commandments are. This is what we were going to do. We said that to our husbandman. This is what we will do. The ink wasn't even dry on it. It was already clucking. Yeah. Let's get some more.
Didn't wait to go to
boy, look here. Yes, ma'am.
Didn't he say, haven't I been good to you?
Yeah.
Haven't I?
Well, we know that, Imam.
Haven't I been meeting all your needs?
Yeah. But what have you done for me lately? That's the type of heart we are, stout-hearted.
Whoredom.
What's that?
Whoredom.
Whoredom. Go ahead.
And they called the people unto the sacrifices.
What did they call them to, Zeb?
To the sacrifices of their God.
See, y'all understand why just going somewhere don't make you a devil worshiper, just in a spot. It's when they call you to the sacrifice. That's how you know when it's another God. The sacrifice part, like we break bread and drink the wine on the Feast of Tabernacles. We have a sacrifice that we perform. Once you see that sacrifice, if that sacrifice can't be found in here, you know you at a temple of Baal. Y'all understand, because it's got its own set of rules. And it's after your feeling. How you feel today? They don't ask you concerning the flesh how you feeling. They trying to see what got in here. Can we change that thought process of yours with this sacrifice? Go ahead. What else it say, Zeb?
And the people did eat and bow down to their God.
To their what?
God.
And see, y'all, it's multiples, ain't it?
Yes.
Let's get some more.
And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Elohim was kindled against Israel.
And y'all, when y'all see the word joined, that means we come into allegiance with. We 133 with y'all. We know what we supposed to be doing over here. We know who's watching, but we don't get to have fun like y'all. On the walk on the dark side, y'all gonna see somebody that claimed they was over here. But that fun over here, overpowered. Right. Stay tuned. Y'all understand perfect, y'all. And this is all we're talking about joining up with, because the sick is part of those groups. You understand? So we still have to leave room open to deal with them. But you got to put them back on this contract if they done fell to the wayside. Some you just have to turn over to Satan. But if some have fallen off and you explain to them, reproof and correction, y'all got to cut that short, like Paul was talking about in Acts 17 chapter up in Mars Hill. He like, y'all way too superstitious. You believing in Jupiter, you own this dude over here. He said, what the hell is going on here up at Mars Hill?
Whoredom.
Some of them had a statue said to the unknown God. Can y'all imagine that? They don't even know who they worship.
What's his name?
What's his name? Look, all that don't matter. It's just spiritual. Was there any right and wrong you can do?
Right.
Any rules for how you do right and wrong with spiritual, or it don't matter? And look, y'all, it don't matter, but it does matter. Because the script said it matter, because just because you don't want to believe this don't mean it ain't the truth. That's on you. You're going to find out it's the truth. And you know it already, because all that other dark side, as soon as they get into trouble, Lord have mercy on me. And the first thing you see, why they run back home. Then Puffy run back home after clucking.
Yes,
O.J. Simpson run back home. Donald Trump ain't ran back home yet because he still got power. He had this upside down showing. Y'all remember what he's doing?
I wouldn't even doubt that was on purpose.
Let's get some more, y'all. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And the Elohim said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
And this is in the wilderness, y'all. If we're in the wilderness of people, see, this what, because we ain't under that shadow no more, to where it was instant death when you broke a law. See, but we shouldn't have to live like that, you know. You can't move or somebody cut your hand off. You know, that type of life, that's no life to live. You know, the Most High gives us liberty. That means freedom.
Yes, sir.
Freedom to choose right or wrong. That's the liberty you have. But if you choose wrong, you have to accept the punishment behind it. Because it's written, it's in the contract that you sign. Just like at a job, you know, things could lead up to suspension and or termination.
That's like my job. Whenever I tell them I need to be off for a feast day, they don't hesitate not to do it. Or when I'm off for the Saturday, they say mandatory Saturday work. I ain't even got to call and tell them I ain't doing it. Because they already know I ain't doing it. Because I established that.
And see, what happens is when we don't establish up front, we have to work back to where he's at. Because sometimes you find yourself behind the 8 ball. I got to have this job. Pockets flat as the plains of Kansas. Like folks on my ass. You know, are you willing to work weekends? Yeah, I am. Well, if you do, you have to work and pray. Get me off of this, but is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath? So you have to understand, but you have to work toward getting off of that day. Because if you don't go and no more food come in, now you fall victim to worse than an infidel because you can't take care of your household. You still, man, it ain't like you still, somebody gonna say, no, he didn't go out there, they tried to get him to work on the Sabbath. Rotten bastards. And then the baby sitting there with that pamper on for 4 days. Look like a rack of pool balls in the back of it. And he talking about
maybe
it was
right,
Sabbath
you
day.
are a rotten bastard.
So y'all, we have to make wise decisions on what we do. And you work your way back off. But that contract, you could have had faith in and said, I can't work the Sabbath. But you're thinking, well, they won't hire me then.
Let's cross that road when you get to it.
You know, and work your way back. But if you're in a position, your faith is strong, you say, yes, I'll do this. But if you're saying I'm going in, you got to make that day as holy as possible you can till you can get off.
That's like marrying somebody you don't like thinking you're going to change them. Makes no sense at all.
Sure don't.
Let's get some more.
We're going to Judges 2 now.
So y'all, we're only dealing with the points of after our God has showed us mercy, showed us he's Yah, and then we go right back to that clucker. So that bald head. See y'all, what we're trying to do is establish how good he is to us, and we run to the lesser. Y'all, and we're just hitting the points that this happened to us on, the most detrimental points that we had everything. Y'all, we had the land delivered to us. We set up shop, had the kingdom set up. Wasn't good enough, bro. What is it that we look? That's why he can't let us take a peek at the kingdom.
We'll be trying to
For
sell
one, it'll bust your heart. The other deal is we'll downplay it because we're in this corruptible flesh. And this corruptible flesh always sees a portion of corruption. It can't see pure.
I'll show you the king.
So
You
you
give me $20.
to $20 for a peek. $20 for
I'll
a
show you
peek.
what glorious look like. I got it right here.
What it costs a peek, bro?
$20.
$20, man. Can I glance for 10 minutes? Add it up 20 times 10.
No, this is not a negotiation.
Yeah. Y'all understand why people knew back then if we see the Most High, we'll die instantly? Because you're not going to repeat what his face looked like. You're not going to make no images of his face.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care if you make it black. You can make it boot back to high yellow. To what they call them in New Orleans, what them people they call Creole. Mm-hmm. You can make them Creole. But if you put the image of a human being into the mind of another individual when he's praying, you done slipped him over to that chicken head. Because we're visual people, do y'all understand that? If we see something the minute you pray, why do you think they got it above the altar in the church?
Right.
The picture of it. Right. So when you're looking at the altar, you look right up.
Right.
Y'all, we can't do the same. We can't make it black and say that's going to make a difference. Mm-hmm. Who is that a picture of? Lou Rawls? Mm. Mister on Color Purple?
Flavor Flav?
Boy, look here. Is he looking like he said, get the molasses out your ass? Silly. Let's get some more.
The book of Judges, chapter 2, verse, did you say 7?
Yeah.
Chapter 2, verse 7.
Yeah, we just rolling through where it created major problems for us time and time again. And it seems to be this same old God that ain't worth nothing in vanity. What you saying, Emma? I can't hear you, Emma.
Start at 6.
Yeah, we can.
Book of Judges, chapter 2, verse 6. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance to possess the land. And the people served the Most High all the days of Joshua.
When did they do it?
All the days of Joshua.
See, Joshua was a warrior and didn't play around. Mm-hmm. You act like you was on to something or joined up with somebody else, Joshua would get busy with you. And also Joshua is the crew that everybody from 20 years old and upwards was wiped out. This was Joshua and his group. Mm-hmm. And look, a lot of Hebrews wasn't even circumcised yet, but through all that chaos. We wasn't even circumcising like we were supposed to. Mm-hmm. So when you'll see in the script where it say, and Joshua recircumcised all the men. It ain't mean he cut again. Mm-hmm. Most of it was for in the heart for the people that already had it, and for the ones who didn't, they went ahead and recircumcised them. And a lot of them was 20 years old. So y'all have to understand how serious this was in the wilderness. Joshua and his team was solid. Caleb now, soon as Joshua died at 110 years old, right back. And y'all see how it go at funerals. Don't it do the same thing at funerals? We clown when the patriarch or the matriarch dead. Clowning, ain't we? Ready to get back into something else. Let's get some more.
Verse 7. And the people served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of the Lord that he did for Israel. Uh-huh. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Most High, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance, in Timnath Heres, in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of the hill of Gad.
So Joshua was an Ephraimite, or am I saying that right? Or the tribe of Ephraim. Mm-hmm. So you see how it always lists the tribes and keeping up with that. Now we all together, y'all. We ain't been mixed up. We all together. We know who we are. What's the problem? What's the problem why we just can't stay focused and stay joined together like we're supposed to? Seeing what dropped in that Dathan and Korah, 3,000 of them dropped in the wilderness. Why we just can't get it? See, we outgrow righteousness. That's what's so dangerous about these camps. You outgrow space in there, and they outgrowing righteousness at the same time. So wickedness is abounding until it end up like Ruthless. You ever see the show Ruthless? Y'all know what I'm talking about. They're separating men and women, but yet clucking is going on nonstop all throughout the program. And they got them separated. So when you see these groups keep separating people, you can't separate marriage. Because you in the synagogue, you don't separate husband and wife. They one flesh. You separate, that means you may put in her mind that clucker. If he ain't watching himself, he gonna get it and want you to agree with it. It said, let no man cut asunder. A man leave his father and his mother and go join himself to his wife and there. So what the hell is now another individual get to come in and say, she got to sit over there and you sit over there. Cause of what? Well, see, you know, lust is lust. You sitting him over there, what if he a pedophile? And he's sniffing for pull-up smells.
Oh, no. Not in pull-ups. Oh,
Desinex and powder.
Oh, yeah, we're going to beat the brakes off.
And you got him sitting over there. What good is that going to do, bro?
We need to expose you and beat him.
Let's get some more, y'all.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
And also all the generations were gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generations after them, which knew not the Most High.
Which what?
Knew not the Most High. Nor yet the works which he had done for Israel.
Y'all, and this is what's happening in the church today, y'all. Y'all have to understand, these generations don't know the works of y'all because they're not taught them. Right. And then we got groups out here that saying the works are tampered with. Yeah. We got the correct works. This work is tampered with, but yet got it every day. Can y'all imagine something like that? The mindset. Got it every day, but say its work ain't pure. We have the pure work over here. See, if you just sign right here to this other pure work, but you're not forced to do it, y'all know something wrong with that when somebody can call you up and tell you, hey, it's a meeting tonight. And you got to get up out your bed. You ain't got no car. You riding the subway at 2 o'clock in the morning and left your family at home. What's the meeting about? Give me your cell phone. Then they take your cell phone. What the hell you joined into? You don't ask no question. You just show up when the general call. Or when that boy called bumping that call. That's what the boy said. He said, I'm on a subway at 2 o'clock in the morning going to a meeting I don't know nothing about. Because they summoned me. Guess who else do it just like that? Freemasons. That's why the wife have to join, so when they call at 2 o'clock in the morning, she don't get suspicious and think it's that hot tail heifer. That HTH. So she don't think it's that. She know the password. He tell her, baby, I got to get up and go. What's the password? Ball. Okay. I'll see you when you get back.
Right.
Go ahead, Zeb. Where you at?
Verse 11.
Yeah.
And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Most High, and served Balaam.
Y'all see how they did evil? It tells you how they did. It said they served him. Y'all, it wasn't just because you said something out of your mouth or because you say a word. You have to serve evil.
Yep.
So
for you to lay it on somebody and say it's evil.
So your finger can't inadvertently do a sign? And
No. All of us, y'all, because we were evil. Right. I know I was. If you look at it and you get some old pictures, I'm at the Funkadelic concert, at the Checker Dome, or throwing up Baphomet.
I was 12 in there doing it.
But y'all, we didn't have no allegiance to it. The only thing we had was a concert ticket and following along.
Concert. That's what all we was trying to do. We didn't know what they were into.
It was the P-Funk sign.
Make my funk the P-Funk.
Look, because y'all know what we got to account for? What is this sign in sign language to an individual? How do they sign with it? No, I know they can't sign with the middle finger. That sign to get you in trouble. I'm just saying, y'all, they use sign language, right? Mm-hmm. So why are we not saying, oh, look, man, they throwing up gang signs? Because an individual got shot down in Compton because they thought he was throwing up gang sign and he was signing to his parents. No damn well he ain't coming to this hood throwing up his set. But, so I'm saying, that's why they say you got to be careful of where you at and different things, y'all, because it's so many ways to communicate. Mm-hmm. That's why you have to wait and see. Throwing up a set, there got to be another set of symbols that come behind that tells you if it's war, right, or if it's an intruder. You understand what I'm saying? Or everybody will be labeled a devil worshiper. Let's get some more.
Verse 12. And they forsook the Most High Yahweh.
What did they do,
of their fathers. They forsook the Most High Yahweh of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Most High to anger.
Go ahead.
And they forsook the Most High and served Baal and Ashtaroth. And the anger of the Most High was hot against Israel. And he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them. And he sold them unto the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Whithersoever they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them for evil, as the Lord had said, and as the Lord had sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed.
Y'all see, because of the punishment you getting for choosing that bad behavior. Y'all understand the Most High was hotly. I didn't put y'all in y'all own land. Right. Y'all doing worse in y'all own land than y'all was doing in Egypt.
He didn't say anger, he said hot.
Hot. Y'all know what he mean. He was hot, y'all. But he teach us, be angry and sin not. So he had a reason to be hot at us. He didn't sin against us. His ways were not unequal. You're going to wait till you get back home to serve. You should have stayed in Egypt.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Let's get some more. Where we at? Got any questions out there too, Bob? We moving right along.
Bring the mic out.
Straight mine out.
That's his chain doing that.
That's what it is?
Yeah, that's
Let me do it like Ariel got here. Way down there below the chain. How's that, nerd?
Sound better.
Sound better? Okay.
Hopefully,
how that sound, Zed?
Hopefully your stomach don't start.
Yeah, start growling. Yeah. Let's get it.
All right, Simon, we're going to be reading in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 7. And we're going to start the reading in verse 1.
Yes, sir.
1 Samuel.
What's that, sir? Good? No, okay. All right.
Yeah, 1 Samuel 7, 1 through 6 is what we're going to read.
Yes, sir.
And it reads, And the men of Kirjath-Jearim came and fetched up the ark of the Most High, and brought it into the house of Abinadab in the hill, and sanctified Eleazar his son to keep the ark of the Most High.
Now y'all see how these priests are on point? Eleazar is the keeper. He's the offspring of Aaron. Everything is in line. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And it came to pass, while the ark abode in Kirjath-Jearim, that the time was long, for it was 20 years, and all the house of Israel lamented after the Most High. And Samuel spake unto all the house of Israel, saying, If ye do return unto the Most High with all your heart.
With all your what?
With all your heart. Then put away the strange gods of Ashtaroth from among you, and prepare your hearts unto the Most High, and serve him only, and he will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines.
So he said, serve him only.
Only.
So when we're talking about serve him, that means you're actually into worship of another God because you're serving it. And what serving mean is that if it makes you sacrifice, because the body only needs bread and water. If the body requests anything other than bread and water for survival, you in another covenant. It's called stronghold. See, you got to make sure, because it's the only thing that the Antichrist is offering for survival is bread and water. Your wants, I'll give them all to you. Just ask me how long you going to wait. You ain't going to be able to last too much longer. I can give it to you now. I can fix this problem, this craving you having, y'all. If it's Lay's potato chips, y'all, because you can't eat just one of them, can you?
No.
Boy, they got a whole box of them sitting up there. You can eat one can a time. If you want to, just hold your hand out here. Y'all understand, because we got to get out of the flesh. And we got to get shalom. We got to get back into the spirit where 940 hours or 40 days we done battle, because the devil only attack for a certain number of days and then he backs off. If it's food, y'all, that's what fasting is for. It tells you how to eat spiritually. You ward off that attack. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because the kingdom of heaven is not about food and drink. So if we're dependent on tribulation to be about physical food, you still gonna die. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You can't eat your way to everlasting life. I don't care. It's people live 960 years and they died. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So you can't focus on that from that perspective. If I do that, I'm going to live longer if I just eat whatever it is. You still worried about tomorrow. What I'm going to eat tomorrow. Let's get some more. Yes, what you got, Emo?
And as you know, it's already known that if you don't eat at a certain time, it cleanses the body.
Absolutely.
Abstaining from food actually.
And all you're going to get is a little stomach shrinking. And look, we got manna bread. That wasn't good enough.
Right.
We got quails. It still wasn't good enough.
All you can eat.
All you can eat. All you can eat. And it costs no money.
No money.
But guess what? We say that's too much like right. Let's get some more.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Then the children of Israel did put away Baalim and Ashtaroth and served the Most High only.
Yo, so see, it was a time that we understood and put them away, y'all. And notice it's just these two, y'all. One God gives you rain to try to fix the curse of Adam, because you're going to sweat from your brow, and you're going to have to, beg and ask for rain so you can eat. That one guy did that, that's Baal. The other chicken head is Ashtaroth. What it does is it comes back for the first commandment, be fruitful and multiply. You understand what I'm saying? Then you get rain for your family. So these two gods are trying to play Yah by giving you stuff that only lasts as long as flesh lasts. You understand? Because guess what? You can't take it to the grave with you. You know what you can take to the grave with you? A believer, an obedient student to righteousness. That can go to the grave, but that travels with you to judgment day. All that other stuff, this corner stuff, ain't none of it. They're fighting over it at your funeral. Let's get some more.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
And Samuel said, gather all Israel to Mizpah, and I will pray for you unto the Most High. And they gathered together to Mizpah, and drew water and poured it out before the Most High, and fasted on that day, and said, there we have sinned against the Most High.
What did they acknowledge, bro?
That they have sinned against the Most High. And Samuel judged the children of Israel in Mizpah.
See, y'all, with saying I quit, we have to acknowledge that we have sinned against them. So what is the sin right here, y'all, that they sinned against them? We just started out in verse 1.
Right.
Playing with other gods. You got to know what you sin. You can't just have blind sin. I think I done sinned against the Lord. No, you tormenting yourself. Demons will have the mastery of you thinking you done sinned and you haven't. Or thinking you have not sinned and you have. Because, y'all, we got to understand what his commandments are, and they're not grievous. They in there. All the ingredients of the law is in there. The only thing changed is the priesthood. The Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, don't accept animals as a sacrifice. Aaron and his brother and his sons did. Two different priesthood, the same exact laws. Instead of a turtle dove, you go to the Messiah. All he do is takes over the sacrifice part for you. That your sins may be forgiven, but there's rules to do it. You can't ask the Pope to do it. Pope say he can do it, don't he? Mm-hmm. Don't he say drop a few coins in there and go, my sons, your sins are what?
Then forgiven.
Where does he get that power from to even make his mouth say that?
Yeah.
And yet his heels will be pointed to the sky. I mean, his toes will be pointed to the sky in a glass coffin. Feet straight up the way he looking up. You can advertise on the bottom of his shoes. Eat at Willie's. Feet showing right like that. And he talking about he can forgive sins. If you can forgive sins, you'll get out of that box because that's what got you in there. Y'all understand? But we still chase that clucker, don't we? Let's get some more. Yes, ma'am.
They don't even, if they tell you they know who the Hebrews are, but if they tell you, they lose their funding.
Who lose their funding?
The Catholic Church.
Well, like I say, you know, their funding is right. That funding will come from the people, and they sure don't want to hear that. So you're right, Emo, they will lose their physical funding and the government funding. So let's get some more. But it's a time coming, they're going to have to acknowledge it, y'all. And that time is, we're seeing it every day. As if we'll adhere to it or say, no, we ain't them people. We can't be.
Right.
There's going to be a lot of people still ain't going to want to believe it. Let's get some more.
All right, family, we're going to be reading in the book of 1 Kings, chapter 18. And we're going to start the reading in verse 17.
Y'all, and this is picking up on a case study, y'all, of how when we in the highest position, y'all, we take a back seat to royalty.
Right. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 18 and verse 17. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubleth Israel?
See, that's Ahab, the king of Israel. The first thing he asking is, your word got trouble in it? What makes you automatically think the word ain't going to be good? Unless you doing what?
Sin.
You sinning. That's why you looking to see, oh, you ain't got a belt with you, do you? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, in that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Most High, and thou hast followed Baal. Now therefore, send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophet of Baal 450.
So this is how deep it had got, and this is how close. Can y'all imagine? You got regular Israelites going to the temple. You got the prophet Elijah now, and you got a whole nother set of Israelites going to a whole nother doctrine in the same land. He said, gather them together. We got 450 priests of Baal that's trying to tell us this is the right way to go in Israel. And have the law right there, but just giving the people what they want. Satisfaction. It's what the Antichrist gonna do. I'll give you what you want because he ain't caring about neither God.
Right.
You're like, I don't care about that small stuff as long as you come up here and your kneecaps hit the floor up here. You can believe in the trash can God. I don't care. But when you come up here, you acknowledge like you do Yah. Even though you play with your smaller God, you still acknowledge Yah. But see, they only doing that to try to say, please just have a little bit of mercy on me. I know I'm going to sin, but pray for me. See, that mindset right there, boy, is terrible. I know what I'm going to do.
Right.
Have mercy on me. No, you got to take that route of escape. The Most High say, I'll always make a right turn, a left turn for you to take that turn at the last minute. But when you start praying before you go do wickedness, you're praying that the wickedness will be successful. And I'll take whatever happening after that. I just got to cluck one time. Let's get some more.
So isn't that what the universal church does?
Huh?
Isn't that what the universal church does at all the religions?
Well, when you start off with this and you get a whole nother set of instructions, that's what you have to watch for. They're going to always start off with these instructions. This is the one that they pass to you. Like Jehovah's Witnesses start off with this when they walk up to the door, it's in their hand. But then they pass Charles Task Russell Watchtower to you. Read these instructions. It'll explain what I can't in here. And then you take this, now you own that prescription. And this one goes back on the coffee table where it's been. And you still don't understand what's inside of it because they told you, oh, we'll tell you about what's in there. We cool. Like somebody tell you when your mama tell you don't come out the house till I get home from work, and they explain to you, I'm going to tell you what your mama really meant.
Right.
She meant just don't go off the front porch of where my mama can't see you. You sure? Sure? You think that's what she mean? I'm sure that's what she mean. Until you down the street and that cab pull up and let her out. And she look down there, she don't say nothing. And boy, you be getting it. Like you trying to help her with her bags, get up in the house. Dog, you didn't come back out. No, my mama had something for me to do.
Heal up.
Heal up. Let's get some more.
Verse 19.
You know about that personally, do you?
Personal experience.
Let's get some more.
Verse 19.
Yeah.
Now therefore sing, and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel.
Yeah.
And the prophets of Baal 450. And the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table.
Who table they eat at?
Jezebel's
See,
table.
and this is what we're talking about when we get in that 1 Corinthians 10. If one bids you to a feast and you be disposed to go. You think they sitting at Jezebel's table didn't know what Jezebel was running?
Come on now.
Not only that, she's running Ahab. Not only running the program, but running the king. Let's get some more.
Verse 20.
Yeah.
So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people, and said, How long have ye been two opinions? If the Most High be God.
Y'all heard the question? Shalom, huh? Shalom, Levi. How you doing?
If the Most High be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him.
Y'all see what the Most High say, look, choose up. Don't keep playing around. You ain't going to split me. You ain't going to lukewarm me out.
Job,
Come back to me when you get in trouble.
Job say, though my skin be eaten by worms, my heart belongs to the Most High.
Yes, sir. Let's get some more.
And the people answered him not a word. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Most High. But Baal's prophets are 450 men.
And y'all see how the majority is starting to rule? Like I said, in the last days, many shall follow that itchy-eared doctrine. Many means the majority. Many shall follow their pernicious ways. They ungodly. This is why the people ain't saying nothing. This is why they silent. He questioned them and they quiet. Oh man, he busting heads up in there. Go ahead.
Verse 23.
Yeah.
Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under it.
Yes, sir.
And call ye on the name of your God.
What did he say? Call on what?
The name of your God. And I will call on the name of the Elohim, and the power that answereth by fire. Let him be God. And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken.
But you're not going to call on Yah on Baal's temple. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Yeah. No, they built 2 separate altars. Y'all build one for Baal. Y'all understand? And we'll build this one just like Pharaoh didn't throw down a serpent first and then it turned over. No, Moses threw his down. He threw his down. Moses ate his up to let them know which one had the power. And they jumped back. In like manner, the same thing is starting to take place right here. Let's choose up now. Let's do it where you don't have an excuse. You know what I'm saying? Like you measure everything. You go get a car, you measure the performance of it. Right. Well, I like this better. It got a little bit more horsepower or whatever. This is what I'm looking for. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. Let's get some more.
Verse 25.
Yeah.
And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourselves, and dress it first. For ye are many.
For ye are what?
Ye are many. And call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under it.
So how they're calling on the name of their gods is, y'all, this is all instruction. Yeah. Y'all, it ain't just saying Baal and you think fire gonna come out. Right. They were going through a set of, and notice what started it off to call on them was build an altar. Y'all understand what I'm saying? That's the first thing, because that's what God's requires, sacrifice on an altar. So that's the first thing they started doing. We're going to build an altar to our God and we're going to see if he's going to deliver us. But y'all know what Baal is? Baal tell you exactly who I am. I told you it's somebody more powerful than me. I just give you what your heart lusts after. Lust after. I give you your wants, not your needs. Let's get some more.
Let me read this precept quick concerning these idols that they build. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 5. They are upright as palm trees, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is there in them to do any good.
So y'all, idols are what idols are. That's why I say idols are nothing, but demons and devils are real.
Yep.
That's a different type of idol worship than just worshiping, say, a stone or anything. See, you can have people that'll try to worship the menorah. They'll put power on that and act like, well, you know, if you ain't got it. No, the menorah have to be in here. That's right. Because that could be taken from us. You know, that could be looked at like contraband. Right. So no object that you can look at, because he never allowed it. He only gave us objects to look at through retraining to get our obedience together. Just little things to see if you obey. What have you ever seen or anywhere that Enoch or Abraham ever looked at? You're not, but when we have to go through the shadow and get retrained and you're disobedient, then he have to give you things. Now, the menorah is in the heavens because it's the seven spirits. Yeah. But what we're talking about is, you can't take that and bring it to your house and still be into Baal worship. That ain't going to fix your bad behavior. There ain't nothing you could bring in an inanimate object. I say it right? Inanimate object that you could bring in that's going to replace the Most High. It ain't going to be him. It ain't going to never represent him like that. This is symbolic of what's in heaven, of the seven spirits. We got instructions to use that. It's just obedience. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's obedience. That's all he want to know. Or you going to be obedient till I come back. Y'all the temple of it. The Holy Spirit is in y'all. The Messiah was the menorah. He had seven spirits on him. If we don't look to him, that's the whole thing. Look to the priest that the menorah represents. Y'all, this is representation. That make sense?
Yes, sir.
Let's get some more.
Verse 26. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning even until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made.
Now y'all imagine that. Now they walking on the table.
With
their shoes on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them.
Boy, Elijah went into Richard Pryor mode. Go ahead.
That's why you shouldn't be afraid of them.
Yeah.
Because they can't do nothing. They're going to get mocked.
He said, cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he's sleeping and must be awake.
Now, if y'all put that into some of these mockers around here, boy, some chief mockers, maybe he sleep, dog, and they slap the fire. You know how you just be falling on your body? Maybe they on a journey.
You gotta wake your God up first.
We mocking at a high level.
Yeah.
And y'all, they leaping on the altar, dancing around it in a circle, trying to get Baal to answer. Let's get some more.
Verse 28. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lances.
So they cut themselves after what?
Their manner.
See, it was a manner in how you did it. You had to slice a certain way to get Baal to answer when he won't. See, when the Most High would answer Saul, ain't nothing we read about slice your wrist. When the Most High would answer, ain't nothing, no instructions say, go up and slice at this area and he will hear you again. No, this is Baal because he likes self-mutilation. Because it's just flesh anyway. He knows it's dying anyway. But if he can get you to put a mark on it and the world see it, like, you know, somebody that may cut their wrist when they get a little bit, they try to have something to cover it up because, you know, they know what caused them to do that. And, you know, that's a lot amongst our youngsters these days because they're being taught slice the wrist. You know, it'll at least make somebody care. They'll look and they'll see, you know, that you're trying to harm them. Let's show them, Elisha. There's something that really, you know, that's bothering you. So this is the way, but it's just the devil whispering in there. Slit your wrist, you know, and all, like the Catholics do this thing where they beat the hell out of themselves. What they call that scourge themselves, and, you know, ain't nothing like that in the scripture to beat the hell out of yourself. The Most High wants you to destroy yourself to believe in him. No, he's saying don't die. Don't destroy yourself. Choose good. What you got, sis?
Well, when we was kids growing up, and you used to like somebody, thought they would want to be your best friend.
Yeah.
And cut your.
Yeah. Blood brothers and sisters. Yeah. And do it like this. Do y'all?
Yeah.
This is what we talking about. This is how long these type of things been creeping in Israel. We did that, man. Let's be blood brothers. Boy, look, I could never get past the cut part because of paper cut.
I don't like you like that.
Would send pain down to your toes and come back up. So y'all, it was hard for me to do that, you know, and do them things. Yeah, we did. If you just happen to cut your finger, let's do it or something like that. But we didn't have no knowledge of it, but the devil didn't care because all I need for the practice just to gain steam. Let everybody else see is gaining steam. Not Willie doing it, not Timmy doing it, not Sally doing it. Everybody's doing blood brothers and blood sisters. And y'all, we could be contaminating each other.
Thought it was worth the pain to go through it for somebody being your friend.
To be your friend, y'all, not understanding that this is what Satan is saying, got you into false worship, so you think you really got a friend. It's like when you hear dope dealers say, I'm looking for loyalty. Come on now, I'll be the best loyal soldier. I won't never tell on the police. I won't turn on you. Where we heard that story at? Everywhere. What you got, Tuba? You had something?
Yes. What you were just talking about, it says self-flagellation.
What is it called?
Self-flagellation was imposed as a form of punishment as a means of penance for a disobedient clergy in Atala. In the 13th century, a group of Roman Catholics known as the Flagellants, or the
Flagellants,
took this practice to extremes during the Black Death.
The Jesuits?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Okay. During the Black Death, it was thought as a way to combat the plague by cleansing one's sin.
So you beat the sin out of yourself.
The Jesuits do that too.
You do your own. You do self-mutilation. Then that means you sorry. Other than these instructions, just say, just acknowledge your wrongdoing, and the Most High is faithful to forgive you. What the hell is all this beating? You just gonna be beating yourself tomorrow?
Right.
Because you're gonna do the same thing tomorrow. That's all you're doing that for is the public to see.
Right. I had a cousin that got a whooping every day, but it didn't change nothing.
Boy,
And we extra belts on the foot.
Yeah, it didn't change nothing.
All right, family, we're still in verse 28. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets, till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass, when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, nor any that regarded.
so y'all see at this point, they keep using the word sacrifice. Y'all, devil worship gonna require sacrifice. Devil worship ain't got on a pair of Nikes unless you think you are Nike. You just start standing out saying I'm Nike. Just show up at track meets and Bogart on the court, on the track.
Right.
Take off. Just running. Just got on a pair of Nikes, y'all. I beat everybody. We had a partner over the rim. Jordans ain't gonna do that. You just spending money. You can't buy leaping ability in what's that store called? That sports shoe store?
Foot Locker.
Foot Locker.
Ain't no more Foot Lockers, is there?
Go ahead.
Verse 30.
Yeah.
Ain't seen one.
And Elijah said unto all the people, Come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him. And he repaired the altar of the Most High that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob.
That's right.
Unto whom the word of the Most High came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Most High. And he made a trench about the altar, as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid him on the wood, and said, Fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, Do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, Do it the third time.
How many times he say?
Do it the third time.
So he wet it up 3 times, y'all. He's making it technically impossible to burn or for that sacrifice to go, because he's willing to show and believe the power of the Most High.
That's right.
You know, let's double it up here.
Let's triple it up, baby.
Yeah, no doubt. Go ahead.
And they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar. And he filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Master Yahweh of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art Yahweh in Israel.
Yes, sir.
And that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word.
What have he done those things at?
At thy word. Hear me, O Master, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Most High Yahweh, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Most High fell, and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, The Most High, He is the Elohim. The Most High, He is the Elohim.
See, and the reason, y'all, why he's letting us know these things and what we got to get prepared for, the Antichrist is going to pull moves of making lightning come down. But it's going to be by satellites. Y'all, we already know they're trying to do things with that HARP system, weather control, but it's like a genie out of the bottle. They can't control it when they let it loose. It'll go on their people as well as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's like a pit bull you've been feeding gunpowder. It'll bite anything that moves. It ain't got no you. Yeah, it'll bite you. So this is why the difference in how the Most High work. He say, my instructions exactly like how I say it. Don't you think for me. I don't need you to think for me. Just do it like I say. Right. Baal is the other way around. Baal say, do as thou will.
How you want to do it.
How you want to do it.
Let's get to it.
And it's always going to be what you want to do to make one wise for your desire. And then to put be fruitful and multiply on it. It's the first commandment that's being broken consistently. Every time it get broken, we have to sweat by our brow again. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Always do it when you get married, so to speak. When you're getting your new instructions, then he muddy the waters. So we have to start over again. It's the same 2 commandments though. We were told to be fruitful and multiply, spiritually and physically. He's saying the same thing. He say just do it with no regard. With no rules, do it. I don't beat y'all up like that. And that's why you always feel, oh, that terrible guy in the Old Testament. And they carry in the same book. So I want y'all to think about that. You got heathens in these denominations that's saying, oh, that's that mean God. But you carrying his works around. Right. And then some way you done found a lesser mean God in the same Bible. Y'all, this is what it's doing, y'all. This is what I'm talking about when Baal, that or we call it Baal, that bald-headed clucker. Right. She gonna lure you in.
I was just thinking, you know, how powerful what was just being read, and then Brother Elijah just happened to come in.
Yeah. It was that time the perfect face said. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ain't me.
Boy, so you threw a left hook and ball on the way in here, oh boy. I know what you said, though. Absolutely, as we was reading.
When we were here at Sabbath, and in the book of Daniel, and they called from the individual from Iran for us to pray, it was a divine, right on time confirmation.
Absolutely, sis. We feel you.
Powerful spirit just come in, right as we were reading about Elijah the prophet. Standing boldly in the face of the adversities and stuff, but the point being is confirmation.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's get some more.
We're at verse 40 of 1 Kings 18. It reads.
Elijah, I'm going to go get some bad chillin'. So what? Bad chillins until you go up thou bald head. See, no, I'm just messing with you, Elijah.
Get them together.
Go ahead.
Verse 4.
I know how to get them together without a she-bear.
Yeah. Shalom, D. I'll let you, brother. Okay. Go ahead.
And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal. Let not one of them escape.
Let not one what?
Escape. And they took them. And Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon and slew them there. And Elijah said unto Ahab,
the king of Israel,
get thee up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain.
So, and that's what made everybody turn to Baal, because they said it was no rain. And Baal is the rain god, so to speak. Right. Even though they still know Yah there, they just mind just ease back into there. Just like when you telling people, well, Christmas ain't in the Bible, but it make you feel good.
It's for the children.
It's for the children. And then them, Leviticus 23, don't nobody get no gifts or nothing. See, it's about wants. It's not needs. The Most High, I will give you all your needs. I'm going to make sure you got food, water, clothes. Your wants require sacrifice. And he said, I'll give you that if you sacrifice for it. If you tell me, you keep mine and you do this, I'll give you that one, long as it's in the legal line. But y'all, we have to work for it because he gave it to us at the beginning. Adam was born into the kingdom that we're trying to get into and got kicked out of it. Y'all understand what we're saying? So we have to be extra careful, y'all. We don't let Baal slip in there, or that bald-headed harlot, because that's how she coming at you for rulership over you. Let's get some more.
verse 42.
Yeah.
So Ahab went up to eat and drink, and Elijah went up to the top of Carmel. And he cast himself down upon the earth, and put his face between his knees, and said to his servant, Go up now, look toward the sea. And he went up and looked, and said, There is nothing. And he said, Go again 7 times.
How many times he say go?
7 times.
If he'd have went 6, he wouldn't have understood none of it.
Right.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass at the 7th time that he said, Behold, there ariseth a little cloud out of the sea, like a man's hand. And he said, Go up, say unto Ahab, Prepare thy chariot, and get thee down, that the rain stop thee not. And it came to pass in the meanwhile that the heaven was black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain. And Ahab rode and went to Jezreel, and the hand of the Most High was on Elijah. And he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel.
Now, Jezreel was where Jezebel was hanging out too. Now, this is his wife, y'all. He done married a Phoenician wife. She bringing all her doctrine and her priests. She's in charge of 400 prophets, Baal priests I should say, and she had prophets as well. They're in the same house as Ahab and the prophets of Israel, trying to make that work. You're talking about unequally yoked.
Right.
That's what I'm about to say.
That's what unequally yoked is, 2 different doctrines. That's why Paul explained in Romans 7:7, he said, if they be pleased to dwell with you, don't put away. He said, but I speak as a man. If they ain't on the program, by every right you have to mean to cut it off. He just saying, look, walk through the program. Make sure this ain't your 4th doctrine you've been in, and you forcing them into this one. You understand what I'm saying? You was a Muslim last week. 2 weeks before that, you was a Jehovah's Witness. Now you want this. So now you in a position where you say, I'm going to let them see my work from the walk. I'm going to quit the lip service. They're going to see how I do them in my walk. How I do the Sabbath, how I go to work, whatever I do, how I get my prayer and worship on. They'll see it and they say, you know what? Every time I see that, I can tell the Lord is with you. You know, it won't be rocket science like they won't see it. It's going to be evident. They'll say, I want some of that, God. You know, but it may take time. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So, but we want the quick fix, y'all. We want everything quick. We are microwave type of people.
Yes, sir.
There's no way that in all the homes of Israel, we got 200,000 homes, 198,000 of those homes, the microwave has 2 seconds left on it.
Yep.
You couldn't wait for 2 seconds. You had to pop that door open too. What was 2 seconds gonna do?
That's why YouTube has become so popular in spreading all this these doctrines, different doctrines. Because people want a quick fix. They don't want to study.
Exactly.
They want to follow multiple videos and present them as fact to someone who's studying.
Right.
And then what's the problem is, the scriptures is for reproof and correction.
Yes, sir.
Israel has gotten so arrogant that they won't take reproof.
Right.
You got new booty Negroes getting into the word yesterday. And
what
now
kind
they
of
scholars.
Negroes?
And want to teach it.
Now they scholars, and you can't tell them nothing.
Nothing.
I ain't trying to get nobody to follow me at all.
At all.
The thing is, as brethren in the walk,
Yeah.
we should be able to acknowledge what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
If the information you're spreading to the brethren, if it's not right, then we should be able to say something about that and have reproof and correction and go to the script to prove the facts. Not debate and argue about it, but look after the well-being of each other as brethren to make it to salvation.
Seeking another's
wealth. But if you want to debate about facts, and then you present a scripture that's proving you wrong, you out of control.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm speaking passionately about that is I just dealt with this bullshit today.
Yes, sir.
And yesterday.
Yes, sir.
With the same Negro.
Yeah.
And I asked him, are you going to go through this again, brother? We just discussed this.
Yeah.
And you putting this information out before brethren. Now, this is the thing. And I'm going to bring it up on the radio show because he said it's imperative us, we as brethren who walking together, that we understand how to celebrate the feast days on the correct days. Calendar days.
Yeah.
But he's saying, he calling us moon worshipers.
Womb.
Now,
W-O-M.
moon.
Oh, moon.
So, because we
We
look from the new moon and count accordingly.
Yeah.
So this is the deal.
So because we use the moon?
He said so because we watching a physical moon, we moon watchers.
Well, see, and that's what
Hold on,
I
let
was
me finish
about
with this
too,
real
but
quick,
I was just what we was talking about earlier. Go ahead, bro.
So the cat say, so I'm saying, brother, all I'm saying is the new moon denotes the beginning of months, and you count accordingly thereafter
Yeah.
to land your feast day.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this brother saying, oh, you following the moon, you looking at the moon,
Yeah.
you a moon worshiper,
Yeah.
that's your God.
Yeah.
I say, well, if you believe that, you fellowship with our assembly.
Yeah.
Right.
You fellowship with the Hebrew One Network.
Yeah.
If we're so off, why do you fellowship with us?
Well, that's what we're talking about.
Just can't get
Why
it
haven't you called in to the radio show and corrected us?
Brother.
So one cat call in and say, for edification. I say, how do you get edification from someone you think is off?
Yeah.
How does that work?
It don't work, do it?
So we're going to address this once and for all. And the same cat said, the two witnesses are not Elijah and Enoch.
Uh-huh.
The two witnesses is the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom.
Yeah, well, see y'all, and this is what.
So when we
yeah.
get stuff like this, it's
Yeah.
like, brother, I ain't even finna entertain answering no questions with you because you're full of yourself. You don't want to listen to scriptures. The same Jubilee 6 that you stressing, you start at the middle to the end, start at the beginning.
Well, Elijah, this what we got. He still could never prove what he talking about in the instructions. Them somebody else's instructions.
Yes.
Look, because our instructions tell us at the beginning when the moon was created, it's the lesser light. It's set for signs and seasons to determine and feast. If you don't understand it, if that's going over your head and you think that this is Deuteronomy 4:19 where it says you're not to worship the sun or the moon, we're not bowing down to the moon. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's a misunderstanding, Elisha, of what we're talking about, what worship is.
Right. And I'm saying, brother, why is this so difficult and it's elementary?
Yeah.
This is elementary, brother. Why are you making this so difficult?
They want none of his reproof. They want none of the Most High's reproof.
They don't want it. They want to be teachers and they want followers.
Yeah.
So I say, brother, I'm going to let you be. You do your calendar the way you see fit. Do what you do. But I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to spin my wheels with you. We're not going to go tit for tat and back and forth. I don't do that. I don't do debates. I don't do arguments.
And see, Elijah, all you doing is what Paul said the script say in Colossians. Let no man judge you on a feast day. That don't mean, and y'all understand what we're talking about. Judge means to pronounce condemnation. And so far with what they're saying, it's impossible for them to pronounce condemnation on us because you would have to make us worship the moon. That means we're following a set of instructions instead of Leviticus 23. Instead of Deuteronomy 16. Right. We're following, what you're saying is we're following another set of scriptures. I'm not going to sit here and play Neil deGrasse Tyson. What's that boy name?
Right.
Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to sit here and play with this. We're going to deal with instructions. Let's read the instructions again. If you get moon worship out of there, then just be straightforward and say the Most High got us worshiping the moon. Right. And that's where it comes down to.
I say, well, brother, if you feel like that, call into the radio show. Jacob always invites you to call.
Yeah.
If you got a discrepancy with what we teach, call on in. State your case.
Yeah.
And let it be known before the worldwide assembly. Yeah. Now, I told him, I said, now, we discussed this, you and I called you personally last year around the same time about this issue.
Yeah.
He also saying that the sealing of the Most High is coming on the Day of Atonement. Where you get that at?
The what?
Day of Atonement.
See, and that's what we're talking about.
Where are you getting this
from? Saying things that's in the Bible but has a whole nother
Say
interpretation.
the ceiling is coming on the Day of Atonement. I said, boy, you so ate up from the floor.
Well, no, it ain't ate up, Liza. It just ain't no stone throwers allowed.
Right.
Because if the stone throwers was allowed,
Watch your
that
mouth.
mouth will go on lock, boy.
Yeah.
Because
Watch
we'll
your
hurl
mouth.
one from the STL, boy, and it hit with pinpoint precision. Right on the forehead.
Yeah, but you know,
Boy, they be like, they shoot missiles from the STL.
Boy.
Yep.
it's crazy talk, y'all. But I just brought that up
Yeah.
because these are individuals who say they feast with you,
Yeah.
who
See-
really don't believe,
See, y'all.
who really got their own doctrine. That's
Yeah.
why it's always imperative to ask, what cup do you drink from?
That's what we talking about, Liza. You done hollered it so many times. Y'all don't understand when the Messiah said, if you don't drink from this cup, you have no part with me. And he said, this cup is loaded with the law, statutes, and judgment. What's in that cup is a problem. Now, if you going to be a blunt monkey or a drink monkey, you going to run into problems with this God. But Baal, he'll let you play all day long with that. See, y'all, what we're talking about, Elijah wouldn't let no man judge him on the feast. They tell me how it's wrong. Read me the instructions out of here. Don't you go to Wikipedia on me. Read them in here, and what we could say, we was off on that.
Right.
Y'all, and it's on record. We done did it several times.
Right.
Even the situation with dedication, we changed on that day. Because the script say, light them all every day for 8 days.
That's right.
We saw some Edomite writings got in there. We was taking it and lighting one
Each day.
each day for 8 days, and then all of them be lit. That ain't in our instructions.
Right.
We change on the fly. Y'all heard that the same day of dedication.
Because we accept reproof and correction.
And not only
Long as
that,
you keep the instructions, you go according to the instructions, you can't go off. You will, even if you may be off today,
Yeah.
if you stay accordingly, you will get on track.
You'll get back on.
you'll get back on
You will
track.
get back on track.
Yes, sir.
But when you start straying left and get off into the videos
Yeah.
and start accepting some other man's interpretation
Yeah.
of facts, then you've gone wrong.
Yeah.
Look at the way this just.
Look, because when you get a video, what should be behind the video is, I want you to get to the 2-minute mark, and you'll see where I'm hitting hard at and why this relates to Revelation 17. And then pick it back up. It ain't going to get back interesting to the 5-minute and 36-second minute. What that tells me is you at least watch the whole thing.
Right.
And you'll alert me what to look out for at what minute mark. Now, guess what we do that on? When we want tomfoolery or we looking to point a finger at, we point it out then. Wait till you get to the 2-minute mark. You're going to hear that BS he talking. So if we do it for that, let's flip it around and do it for what? Watch at the 2-minute mark. They're going to confess Jeremiah 19th chapter. Watch at the 5-minute mark. We know you done at least watched it at that point. So I'm not going to watch it and then report back. Man, did you watch that at all?
Right.
What you see? Boy, did you look at the 2-minute mark of that? No. I got called. Old lady was coming in with groceries, and
Yeah.
I cut it
Well,
off
see,
1
this is
minute.
just like-
And they expect for you to listen to the whole thing.
Right, but this is just like what he's posting. Do you not believe in Jubilee 6 and Enoch? I say, yeah, I believe in these books, brother. I say, but you starting in the middle to the end.
Yeah.
Start at the beginning
Yeah.
where he's even starting with
Yeah.
the new moon.
Yeah.
How you keep skipping over new moon?
Boy.
Why is that so difficult to see
Yes, sir.
and understand?
Yeah.
Oh, you looking at the moon, you a moon worshiper.
Yeah.
Why? And then
Look.
when you say moon, why you keep skipping new moon? There's a difference between the moon and the new moon.
Yeah.
They have two different
Instructions. you speaking
instructions.
of.
So why are you skipping over moon
Yeah.
so conveniently?
Yeah.
So I say, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Since you so adamant about this being such an issue in Israel,
Yeah.
I'm gonna present it to Jacob,
You gonna
and he'll present it on the air. Y'all call in with your scriptures,
Yeah.
and rebuke it.
Yes, sir.
That's how we'll do this. So we'll settle this once and for all. Since you fellowship with the radio network,
Yeah.
we'll put it out there for the worldwide to
Yeah.
see, and they can measure according to script
Yeah.
what's right, what's not.
And how y'all know that we ain't playing no favors or nothing? St. Louis ain't saying we got it all and don't nobody else got it. But what we saying is, for everybody to come around here, know we do reproof and correction on either end. It's people that that ain't even part of this no more, that we got reproof about that. But it was about righteousness, and the scripture was shown. I don't care about what they doing now. We're talking about when they was in the fold.
Yes.
When the training was there before whatever weaseled into their mental and had them go chase that clucker. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So we take reproof and correction. If we off on the instruction, help us, y'all. This ain't no pissing contest
That's all
with
I
us.
asked the brother. I say, show me, point me in the right direction so
Yeah.
I could be on one accord, brother. But you can't do that
If you
because
love me.
you don't even know what the new moon is.
Yeah.
So I know we just spinning our wheels. And then you talking about answer this, answer this.
What did it say? Answer? Yeah.
Answer this, answer me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Answer this.
Yeah.
I say, boy. I say, see,
There's a whole lot of nothing.
whole lot
Yo.
of wasted air.
Y'all, and y'all, that's what we running through in our own household because we're in the wilderness. It's getting crunch time, y'all, and people are looking to show the outer cup, y'all. See, if you do it this year, and then what we saying is, at least help the people if we ain't until you start producing calendars, of the work that you put in to say why it's wrong. Put it out there. We got quick hitter boards and different
Yes,
things
sir.
out there. We got things that if we can't explain our time, take a look at this, and this is the work I done put in. But y'all, we just ain't gonna change up and champion somebody else's work, and you ain't done the homework on that. Because what we're looking for is that separate set of instructions that you're going to try to get by on us. And we watching for the instruction because our life depends on the instructions.
That's right.
It's that serious. I don't care how close those instructions look. Like Elijah's saying, yeah, it says that, but what about the word new? When you going to address the word new and add it to moon? So we know we on the same page because there's different new moons. There's different Sabbath days. Understand, we have a set Sabbath day, but after certain feast days, that could be on a Wednesday or Thursday. Let's say, treat that day as a Sabbath. It's not changing the day order. It's just say, look at that day like you would a Sabbath. Take it off. Relax. Don't do no work. Just picture it being the Sabbath. It didn't change it to the Sabbath, Elijah. It just said for this one particular time in the year, you're going to look at this day like this.
I seen a post today, yesterday. It said the Passover is not the Sabbath. It's like a Sabbath.
Right, and if it falls on the Sabbath,
what
then
are you even doing?
Yeah, and then if it falls on the Sabbath,
This madness out here.
if it falls on the Sabbath, what are we doing? So, y'all, now it's called, it's set for that because we got rules that say, if it falls on the Sabbath, then
It's
you
a
call it a
high
high
holy day.
Sabbath.
Yeah, it's a holy convocation.
So y'all, we ain't gonna mess around, but we ain't gonna get off point, y'all. We're gonna keep it going.
We short and smooth around here.
But like you say, reproof and correction, y'all. We ain't claiming nothing. We ain't saying nothing. Y'all can come down here or whatever you think and think we're gonna get into a backdoor debate with you about anything. Y'all, we just gonna ask you, put it on the table. Show us what you talking about. Don't philosophize us. Don't hit us with philosophy. We don't care how you feel. That's it. Shalom, my boy. Let's get it.
So that's what the script said.
What the script say?
One of the 1 Kings, I keep.
1 Kings chapter 19, verse 1.
Yo, now this is after the battle been won. Ahab see the victory, but what's sitting in the back of Ahab's mind, my woman ain't gonna like this. You killed her peoples. My woman ain't gonna like this. Knowing he's the head of Israel, and he's not concerned about the victory that the Lord gave them over the Baal priest. He's worried about that bald head that's running them like a ragged dog, who's serving Baal. She put that chicken head doctrine on him, and he see the miracle and the people done change, and he's still more concerned about what she gonna think than the Lord. Let's get it. 19, that quick. Go ahead, bro.
1 Kings chapter 19, verse 1. And Ahab told Jezebel.
Who he tell?
Jezebel.
Uh-huh.
All that Elijah had done, and withal, how he had slain all the prophets with the sword.
Now, how do you think he said that? Do you think he said that for her to join on his side? Or was he trying to escape himself and say, I didn't have nothing to do with it? He's snitching, ain't he, boy? Let's get some more.
Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, So let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time.
So she said, tomorrow, either me or you gonna get it. She said, either you do me like you did them, or tomorrow I'm gonna have your hide on a string. See, this is, look at the power of this. Instead of Ahab checking her right then, he cowered back.
He the king.
He the king. And he telling him, so you're telling me, my wife, I'm the king of Israel, my wife a Phoenician God lover, you're telling me that go tell the prophet of God, I'm going to have him killed tomorrow about what he did. So how did he explain it to Elijah? He didn't explain it to her, look, and I'm telling you, you're going to be put down too if you don't change your way. He's trembling, Elijah. You know why he's trembling? Because she had already took a man's property for him.
Yeah.
When he wanted Naboth property, and the boy said, this my father, this inheritance, he gave it to me. I can't sell it to you. I don't care nothing about you, the king. This inheritance, man. He like, I'll give you half the kingdom for it. He said, you can give me all the kingdom. My father say this stay in our family. And he went back weeping and was crying. Jezebel said, what's that I heard? Now, whimpering like a puppy, ain't been given no milk in 2 weeks. Man, what is wrong with you?
That's some serious weeping.
Ain't nobody getting no sleep with that going on.
I wanted his property, but he said, she sent 2 false prophets over there. They put up a false prophecy on this man, took that land. She came back and throwed the deed to crying, oh, you sit your wine and donkey up. That a bill of sale is right there. You got it. You got it from him.
Oh, yes. Thank you, baby.
Thank you, baby.
He was covered in
Boy, look here. Let's get some more.
Verse.
And you know she reminded him of it. That land I got for you. Let's get some more.
Every time he said something out of pocket. Verse 3.
Yeah.
And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life and came to Beersheba, which belongeth to Judah, and left his servants there.
Now, y'all, I want y'all to understand how Jezebel was putting her foot in people's rear end. Elijah burned out. She sent messages to him. She said, hey, player. She said, 450 more head your way, and it ain't going to be no altar contest. It's going to be a battle of the sword. Elijah had to get moving. It's not like he didn't have strength in the Most High that he'd have sent 10,000 angels there. No, he did what he was supposed to do. She's making the threat, so he like, I'll handle that threat. I'm not going to have you come up against all them and you get slayed. And then they say, now we're neutral. Each one of us got a victory. No, just get out the way. You're dealing with a woman here that's using supernatural wickedness at another level. Yeah. Jezebel was at a whole nother level, y'all.
Yes, she was.
If y'all don't understand what I'm talking about, she overpowered Ahab's thought process. Yeah. This same God overpowered Solomon, who had more wisdom than anybody that ever lived on earth.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not talking about it overpower the Most High's wisdom. His thought process to choose good and evil, because that's all that's attacked. He can't attack the Holy Spirit. He don't have power for that. But he attacks your choice to choose. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
See, like in the wilderness, Hosea time was there. That was the cross. He said, look at it and you'll stop biting. If you ain't careful, people going to be saying, man, that's idol worship. You looking at an idol and your sin. He never said, look at it and your sins will go away. He just said, the bite will stop hurting.
Right.
Just do what I say. If I said, look over that way around the corner, you got to become cockeyed and look around the corner.
You got to hold your mouth.
Yeah, you have to, you know. It's just obedience, y'all. It had nothing to do with that, because it had to be burned up by King Hezekiah, because it started to become worship. Y'all understand what I'm saying? To take away sins. Nothing can take away sins.
Nothing.
But the Messiah. He's been given authority. If you believe in him, he'll talk to the Father. He's good to go. Like he told about the disciples, I have lost none of them save one. He said that you gave me. So Judas Iscariot was gave as a brother. He said, but I lost him. His mind wasn't focused on what we focused on. He wasn't prepared to take the dirt now. If we found out this thing gonna kick off in 2065, how thick would the class be next Saturday?
Thin.
Okay, yeah. 2065. It won't even be Social Security around that Trump talking about getting rid of Social Security. Let's get some more. Anything, but I got to take the dirt now.
Yeah.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness.
Into the what?
Into the wilderness. And came and sat down under the juniper tree. Juniper tree.
Yeah.
And he requested for himself that he might die.
That he might what?
That he might die. And said, it is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my father.
See, because everybody knows the Most High gonna put on you more than you can bear.
Right.
This mouth, you have to be careful.
Yes, sir.
When you say take me, you're saying I'm ready. I think the mission is completed. But you don't complete the mission for the Most High. His mission wasn't done yet. No, you can't bail out now. Wait a minute, you just saw my power I just displayed. Why are you scared of Jezebel? Jezebel was on Ahab 3 times the power that Esther had on Woodrow. You talking about how Esther would say, if you take another drink, I'll screw your arm off and beat the hell out of you with it. Jezebel say, if you look at me wrong, I'll make you think Vashti is a servant. What you got to about that?
Ron Lemons in the show.
Shalom, Ron Lemons, Betty Lemons. Yeah, go ahead.
And the whole point of Ahab as king of Israel, it certainly doesn't seem that he was sanctified by the Most High.
Well, he was, because the Most High sent Elijah to him a couple times. You have to understand, he was sending it to him to free him of that. You know, to let him know the power is still in Israel, not in Baal, of the woman you let take over. Solomon did the same thing, the exact same thing. He let his women set up Molech in the temple. 2 gods in the same temple. You understand? This is how bad Solomon's got, because he just couldn't deal with them whining at him every day. You let her serve her God, what about me?
Right.
Damn, I'm sick of this. Where you want to put it at? I want to put it on the hill, look, right next to the temple. Well, why should I have to go that far? You'll be in there worshiping right next door, and then we can leave and go home together. Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound pretty good. Separated again, though. Let's get some more.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coal.
Yeah.
And the cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink. And laid him down again.
Yeah.
And the angel of the Lord came again the second time. And touched him. And said, arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he arose and did eat and drink, and went in strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights.
How long did he do it?
40 days and 40 nights until Horeb, the mount of God.
So he didn't eat no more. That what he ate then lasted 40 days and 40 nights. Just that little bit right there, because he wanted to show them. Y'all, but when you get back in the 17th chapter, this is what I'm talking about. The Most High keeps showing you I got your back. But Satan and his worshipers trying to make you so scared of him. Because in chapter 17, when Elijah was on the run, he didn't have nothing to eat. He had ravens bring him food. And people are like, unclean bird bringing food? What he bringing, a roadkill? See, that's how people
That's where
would
your
think.
mind went.
That's where your mind would think.
Wasn't even no cars running over roadkill.
Yeah. So, but if you do understand it, because we have to answer all things, if it had been a dove, he'd have been pointed out. By being what you think is a scavenger, you don't care what he's doing with that meat, because you're thinking it, taking it somewhere else. But that raven got good meat in him. The Most High ain't sent him roadkill. He just said, I use ravens for missions for certain things. Like in the book of Luke, it said the ravens toil nor spin, but yet the Father feeds them. The raven, the first one, got on the ark and was let out to go see was the water abated off of earth.
Yes.
Okay.
But you got him picking up roadkill.
Right, but you have to understand what he used a raven for. He said, just don't eat a raven. That ain't hard, is it, Elijah?
No, not at all.
But a raven can do work because it'll take your mind off of what's really happening. You see a raven go by, you see a dove go by, oh, some peace somewhere. Where's this dove going? He may be over there. Spirit comes and says, that dove over there, that's where they at, that's where he hiding. But the Most High always got a flip in the program for the unbeliever. Because they're using their own mind to try to figure out the Most High's mind. You'll never be able to do it. Let's get some more, y'all. Let's get caught up. Where we at?
That was the end of that one.
Let's go to the next one. Where we at?
Jeremiah 7.
Jeremiah 7, 1 through 11, y'all. We're going to roll on through. But, y'all, that's all we saying, y'all. Anybody tell y'all we think we know it all, it's somebody that ain't been down here. Because, for one, we don't do debates. What we do is we settle the matter with the law. See, the law keeps us from getting too big for our shorts. And it puts it in your conscience where you try to lie about it. And if you got into one of them contests, the law is always there. But guess what's always missing from all of those debates? The law and the priesthood. How are you debating about the scripture and the access to sin forgiving ain't even mentioned?
If anybody's in the chat right now, one of the culprits is in the chat talking about Elijah jumped on this man's page. Well, me and this guy are friends on Facebook, and so as brethren and friends, we should be able to talk to each other about scripts, right? Yeah. Shouldn't we be able to present if something is different? Shouldn't we be able to have reproof and correction between brethren?
Yeah. Supposed to.
If we friends?
Yeah.
Is that not love?
Yeah.
But now I'm being accused of jumping on this man's page and asking him a question.
Yeah.
Speak your piece, Elijah.
Yeah.
Sleepy. Put it out there. Now you in the chat. Put all your scriptures out there so the worldwide assembly can see what you're talking about.
Well, we'll get at it right now. Ball trying to sneak in and get us off point right here.
No, we ain't going to get off point.
We got to stay on this chicken head. We got to run out of the neighborhood. Can't cluck around.
No more barking around here.
She got all of us singing, bark, bark.
So get the cluck out of here.
Get the, you get. Let's get some more Y'all, it ain't personal, y'all. It ain't gonna never be personal.
It ain't never personal. But facts is facts. Yeah. Brother, if we talking about edifying the brethren, the household, the assembly, for salvation's sake, then we got to be on one accord.
Yeah.
Can two walk together lest they be agreed, brother? Yeah. We can't drink from two different cups. Yeah. If you speaking one thing, I'm speaking another, and we talking to the same assembly.
Yeah.
Then that's confusion.
Yeah, it is.
And I said, brother, one of us is laying a stumbling block.
Yes, sir.
One of us is laying a stumbling block. Now you saying I'm trolling on this man's page. How am I trolling if we're friends and I'm presenting a question?
Yeah.
Is that trolling?
Boy, say you sneak listening on that boy page. I'm just
bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even if so, I'm not sneak listening if I'm asking a question. I'm exposing myself.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing being sneaky about that.
Yeah. See, y'all, when we talk about somebody else's page, a part of this assembly, that's everybody's page. If y'all understand it, that prevents us from doing side work. You know, that's not a part of the fold. We're not saying side work can't be done, but it all do the same thing. That's what the churches was. The churches was all over, but everybody had the same exact doctrine. Like when they got off the ark, Ham, Shem, and Japheth had the same exact doctrine. Because all of them made it through salvation. You can't look at Ham like he's no good on the ark. No unrighteous thing was on the ark. So when Ham got off, he had full righteousness, as well as Japheth and Shem. It was just a chosen one, though, amongst them three brothers. That ain't hard, is it? Just like Abel was chosen above Cain. Mm-hmm. Ain't no difference, y'all, in the choosing process. But we have to choose obedience. When we get through talking, we have to choose obedience. Let's get some more.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 1. The word came to Jeremiah from the Elohim, saying, stand in the gate of the Lord's house.
Where you gonna stand at?
In the gate of the Lord's house. And proclaim there his word, and say, hear the word of the Lord, all ye of Judah, that enter in at these gates to worship the Most High.
What they gonna do?
Enter in at these gates to worship the Most High.
Yes, sir.
Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place.
Y'all see what he say? Amend your ways.
It ain't hard.
Make adjustments to your bad behavior. That's an amendment, ain't it? You adjust to the bad behavior so I don't have that bad behavior no more. All things are lawful, but all things are not expedient. Yeah, we know some things take time. If you've been doing a habit for 20 years, we don't expect that habit just to break unless you so full of the spirit that you go what's called cold turkey. But everybody can't do cold turkey. Some people need the process to get them up to that point, and then they break loose. You understand? But sometimes you be in a position where you can quit while you ahead, or you can quit. If you quit while you ahead, you're in control. If you have to quit, it could be because the police got you.
Right.
Now you forced to quit because you can't get what you get now here in the penitentiary. So now, yes, you quit. Yeah, y'all, I'm doing my time and just waiting it on. And I done quit all that dope.
We'll know when you get back around it.
Yeah.
We'll know when you get back around it if you quit it.
Yeah. Don't
Don't
even think about all them women's either. Well, you better not. Let's get some more.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Trust ye not in lying words.
What we can't trust in.
Trust ye not in lying words. Saying the temple of the Most High. The temple of the Most High. The temple of the Most High are these.
See, trust in lying words. See, y'all, that's what we're talking about. If you come over here where we at, you gonna be blessed. The Lord is here. The temple of the Lord, you gonna get blessed. You understand what I'm saying? Don't say those type of things, y'all. Let the people hear. Don't try to get the people to a location and think they gonna. If they don't hear you, dragging them here ain't gonna do it no better. Right. See, when you tell them, they wanna come. Like the Gentiles outside the kingdom. We're like, Israel won't hear it. We'll hear it every week. If we have to stand right here where we're standing, we'll listen through the window.
Right.
Let's get some more.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
For if ye thoroughly amend your ways.
If you do what?
If ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doing. If ye thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor.
Ain't that what we just talking about?
What we just talking about.
Let's get some more.
If ye oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods to your hurt, then I will cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your fathers forever and ever.
How long?
Forever and ever. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit.
You trust in lying words that cannot profit. If you can't prove it, don't give it to me to prove it.
That's right.
Because if I give it to you, it's going to be at least proven or open for reproof, to be proven either further. It ain't like you changing your whole thought process. You're building on it. It's just showing a more excellent way like Priscilla and Aquila did with Apollos. Man, eloquent word. Ain't nobody saying you ain't on your game, but then it say, add this to your game.
To your
and watch how fast you be able to spit it and get understanding that quick. Just add it and see what it does. Right. Because we're seeking another's wealth.
That's right.
We ain't down here for no pissing contest. We want you to leave and have the words and understanding on your mind. Right. The more we do that, the more sins fall off of us.
That's right.
We're not doing it to gain sins. Let's get some more.
Verse 9.
No, you finished with that one. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted to go to 11.
Did I go 11? I got it on there. Go ahead, Zeb. That's right. That's what you see right there, ain't it? Go ahead.
Verse 9. Will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense to Baal?
And who we gonna burn them to?
To Baal.
Uh-huh.
And walk after other gods whom ye know, who ye know not?
Y'all, and that's what we talking about. If you ask the average person that's worshiping another God, ask them about what does it entail? What does it require? You know they don't know.
They don't know.
They just walking blindly. It just look like it's fun. That group of people smiling and they passing out gifts. What y'all doing down there at the spot? Passing out chicken wings? Emo got a little salad and some good juice. Oh, okay, we'll be over there. You understand? Because this considered routine to them. It's only routine till the Messiah come back, and then we get everything we working for. If you get it now, you ain't gonna want the kingdom. That's why everybody want the wilderness. Let's leave and go to the wilderness. What you think you gonna get out there? Let's get some more, bro. Let's speed this on.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
And come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name.
Yeah.
And say, we are delivered to do all these abominations.
What they say?
We are delivered to do all these abominations. In this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes. Behold, even I have seen it, says the Most High.
See, the Most High see. He said, I see what's going on.
I see it.
You're robbing the people of their spirituality.
I see it.
Because you got them chasing ghosts. You got them chasing gods that can't deliver. If they God could deliver, why they keep mentioning Yah? Do that make sense? Let's get some more, y'all. We're going to speed this up. We're in good time, about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Hosea chapter 2. We got any questions out there too, Bob?
I got a question. Back and forth.
Who?
Sleepy.
Sleepy be all right.
Yeah, he'll be all right, Joe. Go take a nap.
Yeah.
Losing sleep. You losing sleep, homeboy. Go take a nap.
Yeah.
Hosea what, bro?
Chapter 2.
Starting at 13. 13 through 23.
Hosea chapter 2, verse 13. And I will visit upon her the days of Baalim.
Hold on. Y'all there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I gotta get there. Go ahead.
And I will visit upon her the days of Baalim.
The days of who?
Baalim. Wherein she burned incense to them. And she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels, and she went after her lovers, and forgot me, saith the Most High. Therefore, behold, I will allure her, and bring her into the wilderness, and speak comfortably unto her. And I will give her her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor for a door of hope. And she shall sing there, as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt.
Yes, sir.
And it shall be at that day, saith the Most High, that thou shalt call me Ishi, and shalt call me no more Baali.
See, this is a favorite script of Little Dicky Shepherd when he's saying Yahweh means Baal because it's saying Yahweh means Lord. Well, you're only looking at one definition. See, there's many definitions. If we pull up Lord right now, it's going to say one that rules over you. That's our parents. Our parents are our masters when we children. See, but they'll take the word and then they attach it to the one thing they see. They'll see where it say, oh, it means Lord. Okay, well, if you call the Messiah Lord, then you're calling on Baal. How you call it? And that's what the Messiah was explaining to them. Y'all, if y'all call me Beelzebub and I keep the commandments, then I'm doing y'all a favor because I'm tearing down Beelzebub's house. I'm going against Beelzebub with the script. Right. So if I'm doing that, then who are y'all prophesying to?
Right. But right here, he's not referring to him being called Satan.
Yeah.
But these titles mean husband
and what?
And wife. Or servant and brother.
Master. Master. Yeah.
So he's saying no longer are you going to refer to me as your brother or your master. You will call me husband because we'll be married at that time.
Again.
Remarried.
See, it'll be reintroduced to you that this is a marriage covenant and not a religion.
Exactly.
Baal is a religion. This is a marriage covenant. And if you don't understand or you've never been taught it, then you always look at it like a shacking doctrine. Let's get some more. Because there's the only one like that on the planet that he marries his people. Let's get some more.
What else I have?
You had 2 and 13, you have 15.
15, okay. No.
16,
17,
okay.
17. For I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and I will make them to lie down safely. And I will betroth thee.
What he gonna do?
Betroth thee unto me forever. Yeah, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercy. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness.
And well, you see how he laying the rules down once again?
Yes,
sir. He's laying down the rules once again. The only way I will accept you is according to my law.
Yes, sir.
You ain't gonna do your own way. You ain't pull that bally stuff up in here.
No.
Let's get some more.
Verse 21. Well, let me hit 20 again.
Yeah.
I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know the Most High. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Most High. I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. And the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel.
They're going to hear Jezreel now because Jezebel gone. Go ahead.
And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say to them which were not my people, thou art my people. And they shall say, thou art my Elohim.
Because that's the whole goal for the whole earth. Yes, Israel is chosen, but everybody has to accept this God. You can't have your own God. That's why the Feast of Tabernacles, everybody coming up to Jerusalem for one God. We don't come to your land.
That's right.
You come here. Balaam is gone. You can't have 2 separate gods. And not even in your land, because the whole earth must be of one doctrine. Let's get this next one and roll, y'all. We rolling pretty good. Where you at? 1 Corinthians 8, 5-7. We got 2 more, y'all. But what I want to do before we go there, because we're in Corinthians, I want to hit 1 Corinthians 11, because there's a different understanding on this bald-headed harlot we talking about. It explains it in 1 Corinthians 11. It comes downstream. It comes from supernatural to preternatural to natural, about the head of different things. And we'll see it in every 3 phases when we get into 1 Corinthians 11. And we're going to come back to here because we have to talk about that Baal teaching. And what it is saying, Baal teaching teaches a woman can usurp authority over the congregation. It's out of order. So what we're saying is, so you don't get misunderstood, that's not saying all teaching is off of women, because they're told to teach the young. They're told to teach the other sisters. You understand what I'm saying? So teaching ain't off limit. It's the fact that you have these camps that say they can't do nothing. The only thing they need to learn and the only thing they need to be taught is just lay on your back. That's it. That's it. That's all you here for on planet Earth. That's it. That's a whole nother doctrine, y'all. But it's within this house, ain't it? Not in this particular house, but I'm talking about the house of Israel. Even in that talk, bally talk of women could grind upon one another. As long as I'm in the room, it's legal. Where is that written at, y'all?
It's not.
But you know it's a lot of itchy ears that hear that lie and be thinking, boy, can't speak French, man, that Mago to Jehovah. You mean menage a trois?
Mago to Jehovah.
Let's get some. Yeah. None, y'all. Go ahead. 11.
1 Corinthians chapter 11,
11 and
verse
1. Because y'all, it's going to go spiritual, then it's going to go preternatural, and then it's going to go natural. Go ahead. But you're going to see, and what we're going to understand, it has zero to do with the actual physical hair of a woman. When it gets down to preternatural and natural, then the hair comes into play. But we always have to look at it from the heaven first. As it's done in heaven, so what? So we have to look at it always from the top. We can't never start in the middle. Go ahead. What it say? Verse 1.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
So Paul didn't say follow me and not the Christ. He keeping it order, ain't he? He said, as I follow the Christ. I'm a Christ follower. Go ahead.
Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you.
Keep them as I deliver them to you. Go ahead.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Who's the head of every man?
Christ.
Not the general.
No.
Boy, not your hog belly.
None of them.
Boy, not the old comfy.
They ain't Christ.
Okay. Free case rate.
No.
Okay.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Uh-huh.
And the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
Uh-huh.
But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head.
Uh-huh.
For that is even all one, as if she were shaved.
Even if she was that bald head, it's the same thing. That B-A-A-L, bald head.
I see some bald head.
Yes, sir. See, and that's what it say. The bottom line is, if she won't get in the order, just let her cut her hair off so we know what spirit she is. So we can see it coming.
Right.
You know, don't hide behind Yah's teaching, but yet you on that clucking.
Boy,
Let's get some more.
deception.
Yeah.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God.
So he's the image and glory of God. Don't have no other covering. You can't get into Freemasonry because you got another covering. You know why? Because they call an individual grand what?
Wizard.
No.
Whatever you use.
Master.
Yeah, master.
And didn't they just say master mean Baal? Mm-hmm. But yet all the ones who's teaching this in these camps are Freemasonry, or a Freemason free case. Dickie Shepherd, all of them Freemasons. Let's get some more.
And the glory, for as much as he is the image and glory of God, but the woman is the glory of the man.
Uh-huh.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Uh-huh.
For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels.
So what does that mean? What does this got to do and with the angels? What the angels got to do with this? See, power on the head, as long as you got power, the rulership, and so we speak, the direct order from the Most High, if you have that on, the angels can't attack. Mm-hmm. They won't be able to penetrate between you two. They won't get in the middle of that if the power where it's supposed to be. Understanding is spiritual, but like Jezebel and like Solomon allowed them to change or to put a covering over his head that was not of the Most High. Here, wear Molech for a while. It don't hurt. It can't do nothing. Boy, God is with you. That ain't going to hurt you. See, you can't be tried like Satan tried that. Throw yourself off of this cliff. Right. You've been hungry. Eat this bread. You understand what I'm saying? So we can't fall or challenge the Most High. Let's get some more.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman.
See, nevertheless, so don't get it twisted that she has no part in this. You understand? Like them other doctrines teach. She ain't got no part in this. Let's get some more.
Nevertheless, is the man without the woman.
Yeah.
Neither the woman without the man. In the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman. Because
you can't bear a man out of a man. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
But all things of God. Judging yourself, is it comely that a woman pray unto God uncovered? Does not even nature itself teach you that? If a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him.
So now you got like Geno Jennings thinking that every man should have the low cut look because he's not understanding this spiritually. So it says nature. So nature is not preternatural. We don't have no supernatural animals. Animals are all on the nature perspective. So it says nature teaches you that if a man have long hair, it's ungodly. Well, okay, if we look at nature, if we look at the male line and we look at the female line, which one has the long hair? So if nature is teaching you that, then that's contradictory of what the scripture is saying. It's not telling you that. The female line don't take over the male line under no circumstances.
Right.
She do what she's supposed to do. She make sure the youngest is fed and do all of that. He laying back watching everything, keeping the house in order. As soon as that hyena come, he up with that long hair or that long mane. So nature itself saying is not the hair physically, it's the mindset. Because how you gonna have a Nazarite, number 6 chapter, and they can't cut their hair? And if a rule is against law if a man don't cut his hair. So you're saying God breaking his own law with a holy sect called the Nazarites? It don't make sense, do it, y'all? So that ain't what he's saying. That's what people think it means because the mind is set on carnal and all of these man-made religions are Balaam.
Hey, hit that Proverbs 31:3.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead, finish. Hit just a couple more on this. And then we hit that Proverbs. And y'all, we got 2 more we're going to close out.
Verse 15. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a cover. But if a man seem to be contentious, we have no such custom, neither the churches of God.
So it's just saying if a woman have long hair, meaning that I don't have a husband. The Messiah is my husband, so my covering is naturally my own until I get a power over me in between myself and the Messiah. Right now, the Messiah is that because I don't have a covering technically right now. If I'm old enough to be out of my father's house, then I don't even have his covering as Numbers 30 talk about. When y'all read Numbers 30, you will understand the power exactly. A husband has the power to denounce prayers if he hear them and they ain't righteous. So when y'all get into Numbers 30 as well, y'all understand this perfectly. And it's talking about power on high that's transferred down to each individual. But because I created y'all on the same day, don't y'all basically say who's better than the other because y'all can't live one without the other. A man ain't gonna never be a woman. And a woman ain't gonna never be a man. They're two different. If you find 2 skeletons, you know the only difference in the 2 skeletons? The pelvic bone. That's how you know. If you think that's a man's skeleton, that pelvic bone separated, that man then had a 9-pound baby from a different area. If a man had.
Right, no doubt.
Let's get some more. We finished that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So y'all, once again, 1 Corinthians 11 is talking about order and structure. Jezebel had the put Ahab in the long hair, so to speak. She had him tossing it back. Y'all understand what we're saying? She became his glory because her hair is technically cut off spiritually.
Yeah.
She that bald head or bald head.
Bald head hole.
Yeah. You whisper the cat. Boy, that shot out there like Tourette syndrome.
I didn't whisper. I'm saying it all class, and he coming here and just throw it out there.
Somebody was going
Yeah. Boy, like you had Tourette's, dude. Boy, go ahead.
Hit that Proverbs
31 and 3,
and then that Sirach 33 and
Shalom, bro.
33,
Be careful out there.
19.
Okay. Let's run them real quick, y'all. We got a couple more. We on good time, y'all. We right at the 4:30 mark. Let's run these, y'all. We're going to get on out. We ain't got no questions, too, about.
Oh no, this rabble.
We ain't worried about rebel rousing, y'all. We get rebel rousing all the time.
You know, you doing all this
That's
talking,
all.
but you still up in here. What is that?
Well, see, that, like I say, bro, it's sometime it be test time.
Yeah, I mean,
See if we going to snap out.
and like I told them, I said, I don't take nothing personal, bro.
No.
But I'm not in this walk or seeking salvation for friendship.
No, not at all.
I don't give a damn if anybody my friend or not. I didn't come in this to be nobody's friend.
Absolutely.
If I pick up brethren and loved ones on the way,
Yeah.
cool. awesome.
Yeah.
If I don't, cool, awesome.
Yes, sir.
I will walk this solo bolo.
Yes, sir.
Boy, I don't need you.
Yep.
But I love you as a brethren.
Yeah.
So it was my thing as a brethren to try to shine some light and edification on the situation that you saw, that you felt was an imperative issue to our assembly.
Yeah.
And that's all it was, brother. But you have taken it left field, you and your homie. So we're going to deal with it accordingly.
Yes, sir.
Proverbs 31:3.
Well, I like the way you made that transition. Go ahead.
Give not thy strength unto women.
Do what?
Give not thy strength unto women.
Yes, sir. That's the head of the household. Go ahead.
Nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
See, or that way which destroyeth kings, meaning make promises you know you can't keep, for a flickering of the eyelashes, for a shaking of the hips, like King Herod did with his niece he was lusting after. He offered half the kingdom as she was moving them hips like Shakira.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? You give up half the kingdom. Solomon's kingdom was worth 6 trillion, and he said, I give you 3 trillion. Shake it again, like a salt shaker. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus or Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 33. Put this with your Proverbs 31:3.
Yes, sir.
Sirach chapter 33, verse 19.
What it say?
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend,
Uh-huh.
power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again. As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any.
Give not thyself what?
Over to any.
So if you ever heard somebody ordered somebody to get up out of their bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and come down there talking about the priest ordering you down there,
You better turn over and go back to
well,
sleep.
boy, look here. Yeah, that's what you better do. Go ahead.
Verse 21. For better it is that thy children should seek to thee than that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy. In all thy works keep to thyself the preeminence, leave not a stain in thine honor.
Leave not a what?
Stain in thine honor.
Y'all, and that's what we want to do, y'all, is make sure we don't ruin a good name. You get a stain in your honor in this, y'all, while we still in flesh, we need to try to get that corrected, because a stain, once you leave this earth, that stain is a mark of your name out of the book of life.
You can't shout it out, huh?
You can't shout it out, Zed. I don't care what fuller you use. They can talk about the new bleach they got on the market. No, it ain't gonna do no good. Go ahead.
No, we just that was it for
That was it? You got that Sirach? You went down far as you want on that Sirach?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
all.
let's run these last few, y'all. We're going to close on out. 1 Corinthians 8 and 1 Corinthians 10, y'all, we close out. But you're going to read all of Revelation 17, and it's going to show you the true bald head that sit upon many waters of many religions, y'all. It's just one, y'all, reigning supreme like the Father, but acknowledges the Father, like Lucifer acknowledged the Father, but he's trying to destroy his children.
Yeah.
See, and why don't the Luciferian worshipers call him out on that? Well, man, if you rebel and you this gun-ho against him and want us to attack his servant, well, why you even mention his name? Why you even listen to him? Why you be taking instructions from him? But they dare not ask him. You know why? Because they thinking about that gift that he promised them on the line. You say something, it's going back. You say something, I'm going to give it to Earl at the tire shop.
Right.
Well, that hurried up and made him turn around. Go ahead, yeah.
1 Corinthians 8:1.
Yes, sir.
8 and 5.
8 and 5, yes, sir. 5 through 7, yeah.
5 through 7. Okay.
Yeah. And y'all, all we doing is moving up into the new now of Baal still showing her rear end.
1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 5.
Yeah.
For though there be that are called gods,
Though those that be called gods, yeah.
whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many. But to us there is but one Elohim.
Yes, sir.
The Father, of whom are all things, and we in him. And one Lord, Yahweh Shahamashiach.
Yes, sir.
By whom are all things, and we by him.
Yes, sir.
Howbeit, there is not in every man that knowledge.
See, that knowledge ain't in every man.
Right.
Some exclude the Messiah. That knowledge ain't. You can have all the knowledge you want about the Father. You deny the Son, you ain't got no knowledge.
None.
Let's get some more.
For some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto an idol, and their conscience being weak is defiled.
Because they think if I give something that can't chew, ain't got no teeth, and I give it food, their conscience is made weak. Now they're worshiping an idol. You understand? You know it can't move. You know it can't do this.
Right.
Y'all, moon worshipers are Muslims.
Muslims.
They tell you why we worship it. We got the moon and the sun on our hat. We tell you what doctrine we follow. We follow Deuteronomy 4:19, worshiping the sun and the moon. We got both of them on there and the stars. We'll do that as well. And that's what they do, y'all. So keep it in the corner where it's at. You know, but what's written is what's written. We ain't changing it. And guess what? Any book outside the Bible must line up with the Bible.
Got to.
See, because then you're splitting hairs again.
Right. And like I said, Jubilees go with Leviticus.
It got to.
And Exodus 22.
It's got to.
And Leviticus 16.
It's got to.
It goes hand in hand.
It must.
It lines upon line.
It must.
Precept upon precept. But you have, for some reason, conjured up in your mind that that's not what it says.
Well, see, that's because they're not putting it together.
They don't want to put it together.
Fit right.
They don't want it to put it together. Because it makes them feel like they know something more than somebody else.
Yeah.
And all I say is, if I'm wrong, brother, present it.
Yeah.
Give me all the facts so I can be on point.
Yes, sir. Let me get rich
But
off
you
of
don't
that.
want to do that. You want to ask questions. You want to play games and go back and forth and tit for tat. I don't do that.
Yeah, that's empty.
That's not what I'm in this for a debate.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to have a pissing contest with nobody.
Yes, sir.
I can care less,
Yes,
man.
sir. Whether you be far or near, the snow is still yellow, ain't it? Let's get some more.
I think that was it.
Yeah,
you
go
want me
ahead.
to go down?
Yeah, no. Did you finish down to 7?
7, yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's hit that 1 Corinthians 10. 1 through 13.
1 Corinthians chapter 10, 1, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea,
Yes, sir.
and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
So we see baptism is not water immersed only like these camps are teach. It must be water baptism. Did anybody get wet going through the Red Sea?
Nope.
Let's get some more.
Dance underwater without getting wet.
Boy, aqua boogie, huh?
Yes, sir.
Let's get some more.
And did all eat the same spiritual meat?
What did we all eat?
The same spiritual meat.
Did that say different meat?
Nope.
Spiritual meat. Everybody ate the same thing. We on the same diet, y'all. We can't have split diets. It must be of the same products. Yes, you may be able to eat more of this side of the diet than a person may be able to eat on this side of the diet, but you have to eat the same diet. Emo got some nice lentils in there.
Yes, sir.
But if I know they're legal, but if I know I consume them lentils as good as they are, I won't be able to thank the Lord later. My toe ain't gonna let me. That gal that said in Elijah and I'm gonna get you sucker toe will be at another level. But it was righteous, it was on the list.
It's throbbing, boy.
Let's get some more.
Don't touch it.
Yeah, don't touch it, boy. Boy, look here. Don't put a feather on it.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
And did all drink the same spiritual drink? For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. And that rock was Hamashiach.
Who was that rock, bro?
Hamashiach.
So
Christ.
that rock was in the wilderness in Egypt.
Yes, sir.
That rock led us out of Egypt. How you think this just showing up in Bethlehem? See, they don't understand the root of David. They want to keep him the offspring. Little baby. Let's get some more.
But with many of them, Yahweh was not well pleased.
Uh-huh.
For they were overthrown in the wilderness.
Where were they overthrown? And Elijah?
In the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted.
So what took place in the wilderness, Elijah? Read that verse 6. This is what happened in the wilderness. Called out. You want to be called out here and we go do the same thing somewhere else. There's no location salvation. You can't flee lust. You take lust where you run to. Lust have to be fled up here. Like somebody go to rehab way out in Boone County. Somewhere it take you have to go to back roads and then get on a mule to get to that rehab place. And you call home, yeah, it's been 2 weeks now, I'm clean. Because can't nobody get to you with dope. They can't even fly a drone over there. Ain't no signal. The test gonna be when you get back to the neighborhood.
Yeah, where it is.
Well, Big Crack Jack has got a double up for you as soon as you come home, bro. I heard
A
you been
welcome
gone.
home package.
A welcome home package.
Grill over there.
Bro, look here.
Lighter.
Lighter, ball right there too. And got that clump of her too. I heard you done been cleaned out.
Let me get you back in my
Boy,
pocket.
look here. And if you say no, I'm through with that, they will leave you alone and go try the next victim. Y'all, it's like Satan. All we have to say is, the Lord rebuke you. Get it off of us because we still got lust. He like, you don't mean that. You know you want this. No, tell him, the Lord rebuke you. And he'll get going. Let's get some more.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play.
So they sure wasn't eating and drinking what we just read to say, can you drink the cup of the Lord and devil? No, you can't. Scripturally, y'all, one cup, one plate. We can't have a smorgasbord.
No.
You can't have the golden corral up here and say the people ain't gonna know the difference between lamb or pork. Just put barbecue sauce on it. Potluck.
Yeah.
Boy, ain't that something?
Right.
Boy, it's a pot and you hope you get lucky.
Yeah. You don't know what's in it.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
Neither let us commit fornication.
Y'all see, all this is still opposite of the very first commandment, be fruitful and multiply. Y'all see how he's trying to corrupt and get us throughout again. Why try different scriptures? Why try different one when this one works all the time? Let's get some more.
Neither let us, let me finish that one. Neither let us commit fornication as some of them committed and fell in one day 23,000.
How many fall, Elisha?
23,000.
23,000, y'all, in the wilderness. Should we have stayed in Egypt? See, this lets everybody know the wilderness wasn't no happy place.
Right. No.
It was back talking just like it is now.
Boy, come on, bro.
Backbiting, all that was going on.
So we're in the wilderness
Yes,
right
sir.
now.
Of the people.
Of the people. Verse 9. Neither let us tempt Hamashiach.
Neither let us do what?
Tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happened unto them for an example, and they are written for our admonition.
Y'all see that why these things happen? So we already been warned is what he's saying. Y'all got warning.
Yep.
Look, half of y'all, it wasn't no other nations y'all could blame this on. Egypt was out of y'all midst. It was just me and y'all still want that clucker. Y'all want that bald head. Still want that bald head. For why? Why? Let's get some more.
Can't get right.
Can't get right, bro. Let's get some more.
Now all these things happened unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall.
Lest he do what?
Fall.
Uh-huh.
There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful.
Uh-huh.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Most High gonna never put on you more than you can bear, than you can carry. Go ahead.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
You know what, y'all? We never take that escape route.
Right.
We won't take it. You know why? A lot of times the devil whispers real quick. Righteousness on the other side of that. You ain't be able to do that freaky stuff. That quick. That's how quick he whispers.
But you want to do that freaky stuff.
Just do real quick too, but just look up the word freaky. I just want y'all to understand what it say. It ain't gonna say nothing. It ain't gonna say nothing out of what I'm saying is that because when people ask you, do you want to get that way? They're asking you. They don't say you are.
Right.
They ask you, do you want to get that way? What does it say, Tubai?
Freaks come out.
Okay.
It's just gonna use a simple word
Okay.
of the.
I don't know if that's
Don't get it from the
in
hood.
this particular definition.
Don't read the AI version either. They might say something crazy.
Well, but it should be just something simple, y'all. It ain't
I
gonna
can
be
tell by
left
what he's
field,
saying. He's
or it ain't
looking at
gonna be nasty over the top. It's just a simple word. What does it mean, Tubai?
Freaky is an informal adjective describing something very strange, weird, or unsettling, bizarre, often with an added element of fear or peculiarity.
It's abnormal.
Abnormal.
It is commonly used to describe strange occurrences, uncomfortable situations, or unconventional appearances. Synonyms include bizarre, freakish, eerie, uncanny, and off the wall.
So everything it just designed for that was trouble and turmoil in it. There was nothing in that to say will make you feel good as being with a virtuous woman. And did y'all see anything in there like that?
No, just like you read in Romans chapter 1, he says where those people who have been given over to reprobate minds,
Yes, sir.
they seek to do things that are inconvenient.
And know the judgment.
Vile affection.
Yeah.
Freaky.
So
Inconvenient.
yes, sir.
Freaky and abnormal.
That's what it's gonna say. When you look it up over this, it say of the abnormal. So it's better just say, hey, you want to get abnormal tonight?
No, because that sounds
It's gonna get a turn off.
It sounds wrong.
Well, you know why it sounds wrong? Because it's a correct word to explain evil. It don't sound right.
But that just shows.
You understand?
We
It
in
don't
Babylon.
sound like dirty talk.
Right.
See, and what happened is it makes you for a second just think, wait a minute, I ain't supposed to be doing. Wait a minute.
It attacks the conscience.
It attacks the consciousness.
Because the
brother.
conscience comes equipped with right and wrong.
Yes, sir.
With the laws of Elohim.
Yes, sir.
So when it attacks the conscience,
Yeah.
the conscience is like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's consequences
Yeah.
behind this.
Yeah.
No, call it freaky.
Yes, sir. And like if a man say, I'm going to tear up something, and if he used the word that it describes in the dictionary, it won't sound right. He has to make it sound like he really going to be tearing up some stuff. That's as far as I'm going with that. You understand what I'm saying?
Just stop. Because I see you ready to go.
No, I ain't going to go there. I ain't going to go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, where are you on?
You in verse 14.
14. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
Now, there's a flee doctrine. Tell us, where can we go to flee idolatry?
Your mind
Is there
on
any place on earth that we can go to? Can we go to
No.
the homeland and flee idolatry?
No.
Work, and why does flee only work for getting out of America? You're going to see a contract tonight, Jake going to show, of a flee doctrine contract. And you're going to have to ask yourself when it's presented and you read it, and you're going to say, who in the hell in their right mind or wrong mind signed that? When you see the wording on it, you're going to say, boy, That's somebody just dying to be somebody's fool. Let's get some more. At least Renison will tell you what they're going to do. We're going to charge you $95 a week for 15 weeks. If that 15-week miss, we come and get our product. Don't care how many jelly stains or fingerprints on it. We getting that VCR you could have got for $200 at Walmart, but you couldn't wait.
Now you paying us 12.
Let's get some more. Run that on out, Elijah. Did you finish that?
No,
you finished that? Yeah.
No, I didn't.
What?
You want me to read it
No,
out?
no, I want you to read on out. Yeah,
Okay.
the whole lot. We got any more questions or concerns, too, by?
Yeah, I do got one here.
Yeah.
Let me see, let me pull it up. Cryoc 50 as Shalom Warriors.
Shalom Cryoc 50. Go ahead.
Is it simple? Let me pull it up on screen.
Y'all, now, we got 10 minutes, so this the time that, 8 minutes, this the time we would normally, y'all, because we saying we trying to stay on topic with the subject matter. Off topic is a question that we had that's not pertaining, so we got 8 minutes.
What's that?
We got 8 minutes now.
Oh,
So before class
we
over, we ain't gonna do it after that. Yeah, we got 8 minutes now. We finished with our lesson.
All right, sister asks, is it simple for a woman to shave the leftover hair off of her head because of the damage of alopecia? I'll take my answer after the last scripture.
Well, see, alopecia is a medical condition. It ain't like some women getting into shaving their head off because they want to look like a man. Right. This is a defect that where the follicles is actually smoothed over and no more follicles can come out. This is what we was explaining to Sister too. That's where sometimes women may have to wear a wig. You understand? Because we just read her hair is her what? Her glory. She can't give her glory to her children. So her hair is her glory. So when the hair is gone, women day. Right. First things you do is cut her nails and her hair off so it can start to grow back according to these scriptures. Mm-hmm. And then the angels can't mess with it because her hair is growing through her, it's being nurtured through her. Yeah. And her fingernail hair. And then
cluck like a chicken.
Yeah, then cluck like, yeah, just like that, yeah. And then the ritual is complete at that point. But what most ain't understanding, we come up in the 70s. Afro wigs for men were out then. Men wore Afro wigs. We couldn't do it. A 6-week blowout lasted me about 2 days.
Well, you got 2 days. I got about 30 minutes.
Boy, look here. So back in the day, when we come up, men wore Afro wigs for a style. It didn't make them a woman. There was a man wig. You could tell it didn't have flippity-doos in it. But I'm just short in the back and long in the front and on the side. Can't get no ponytail back there. Boy, it look like plastic surgery. You keep pulling and pulling to get a ponytail about that long. All this will be like this. Let her go get her some hair. Let's get some more, y'all.
I can let my hair, I can let my hair grow and grow, and only 3 strands go
right up at the front, boy.
Ain't nothing gonna be on the top.
Yes, sir.
Alphas. Ain't been there in 20 years.
Give me the alfalfa. Let's get some more.
That was it, huh?
Yo, that's it?
Yeah.
That's it too, Bob?
Yes, sir. Well, I got, hold on, I do got another one, hold on. I had to scroll up away because it was asked earlier in the class.
Sis, is that okay? Did you get some understanding on that?
I just typed.
Because they got prescriptions for it to help it start growing back, but if you have to get something to cover that up, to keep that look of your glory, and by all means, but ain't nothing they can put on no hair cutting it off and nobody else is going to drive you crazy and make you go ball crazy. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, we got to get naked. Because fruit of the loom is mixed garments.
Yeah.
And ain't none of them apples and oranges on there I would dare take a bite out of, being where that label is at.
That's fruit of the boom.
Boom, boy, look here. That fruit got worms in it, don't it? So, y'all, we ain't gonna play them games with each other. Ain't no Hebrew shirt shop around here. Who y'all fooling? Boy, yeah, that's crazy, ain't it, y'all?
I'll get at the next scripture.
Okay. Well, that's it, y'all.
That was the
Y'all,
last
we got the holy day of Passover coming up. It's what we look for, and y'all, look at this. this how tells you how serious an argument or lies when somebody in these pissing contests. Ain't nobody no forecasters in here. Ain't nobody got when tabernacle gonna take place. You can't count it. We're barely waking up like we supposed to. If it weren't for a forecast to tell us, look, we're looking down the road with all of our equipment looking into the heaven. We can see by the time the moon get over here, y'all feast day gonna fall on the 1st or the 2nd of April. And we're gonna put it on a little calendar for you. See,
Remember when our first understanding was of the new moon was the full moon.
was the full moon. You know why? And a lot still do that because it was created full. So they consider that's where it's new at. No. The problem is it started out of darkness.
Yes.
And then it came to light. Darkness was always first. Just like
Always
the sun
first.
and the moon dark, you come out of darkness into light.
Just like the evening and then the morning was the first day.
So, boy, yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's what sister was talking about.
It's still gonna go over people's head.
Yeah, obviously.
Yo, but it's not, just don't let nobody judge you of a feast day. That
That's
means
it
you
right
can
there.
prove the day you doing it on, you can prove why you doing it. And what I'm talking about is proving. The
most-
problem is let them prove why they're saying it's right for them. Don't let nobody shake you up. And look, the shake up always come right before the feast day.
And most of the time, they
Well, why
trying
you
to
think that?
judge you. They ain't trying to
That's
judge
Satan.
themselves.
That's Satan.
They trying to put something on you.
But that goes to
For
show
what
you
you
how,
doing.
how Satan works.
No.
He will get at you right before the feast day to cause confusion. So you go into a rest confused and a stumbling block.
Yes, sir.
And everything I kept asking the brother just present, and I asked just questions. How do you count to get to your feast day? Where do you start from? That's all I'm asking.
Boy, you asked.
The last year his answer was the spring equinox.
Yeah.
I said, nigga, show me that in the script.
All of that's
Show it to me in the script, chapter and verse. That got silent. Now that's when we were discussing it on the phone. See, everybody that's following behind him don't know we had that conversation on
Yes,
the
sir.
phone.
Yeah.
And this dude Sleepy talking about I'm trolling him. This is my friend.
Yeah.
How am I trolling my friend when we having a conversation and I'm asking a question on his page in which I'm a friend to his page?
He just a little
Is that
sleepy.
trolling?
No, he's just a little sleepy like.
But how you
Oh, he
taking,
hella sleepy.
how you taking one person's side, but you
Yes,
ain't
sir.
talk to the other person?
Yeah. Y'all,
That means that's click. That's a click.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with truth. That's
Yeah.
a click. I'm gonna support you even though you're wrong.
Yeah.
We friends.
Yeah.
And
Look,
we're gonna go against him.
And all Elijah talking about where we run that of 1 Corinthians where it say, look, we ain't gonna go law to law, we'll take the fault. You know, look, once we take the fault, okay, bro, I bet shalom. Once we take it, say, okay, bro, my bad, we take that, then it shouldn't be no more.
It shouldn't be no
It
more.
shouldn't be no more. Like, okay, you right.
But this same
you
thing
right.
happened last
But
year.
because it ain't about that, we ain't gonna spend our
Right.
will. It's
But-
somebody else listening.
But see, this is the thing. This is the only reason why I brought it up. Because he presented it to
Yeah.
me and I said, brother, you still on this? I thought we discussed this. And the reason why I question it, because he presented it to the assembly, to the worldwide assembly,
Yeah.
that us as brethren, as an assembly in Christ,
Yeah.
must get an understanding about these calendar days
Yeah.
so we celebrate our appointed days correctly together.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, I have a question though.
Yeah.
How are you coming to your feast days and you have no starting point of counting?
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
When the script verily says the new moon is the beginning of months and
Yeah.
you count accordingly
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah.
If Passover is 14 days from the new moon count 14 days.
Yeah. From the full moon.
How
Yeah.
hard is that?
Yes.
What's so difficult about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That's elementary.
Yeah.
But for you to say, you looking at a physical moon, you a moon worshiper.
Yeah.
Well, what moon are you looking at?
Yeah.
If I look at the street sign, do that make me a street sign worshiper?
Yes, sir.
But
It
what
do.
moon? But if you acknowledge this is the first,
You looking at signs to get. Oh man.
This is the confusion because the cat say, I acknowledge that the new moon is the beginning of month.
Yeah.
Well, how are you trying to debate me about counting from the new moon?
It ain't gonna work.
You
like
studying the moon. My God, I say I'm done, man.
Well, that's
because
just-
we're going in circles and we're not getting to a destination. I'm done with it, man. Because
Yeah.
you giving me a headache with this, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to talk to a brother with sensibility and rationality, and it's not working,
It's-
brother,
it's
because
because
you
of astrology.
refuse. Because pride got the best of him.
Yeah.
He can't accept reproof and correction. So
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm done.
Yes, sir. What you got over there, bro?
Michael texted me a question. He said in Jeremiah 12:9, when the Most High said, "My heritage is like unto me as a speckled bird."
Yeah.
The speckled bird he described was not about one brother is dark skinned and the other
No.
brother is
No,
light
it
skinned.
wasn't.
He want to know what the Most High was saying.
It always
If you
was
go-
just- go ahead, Elijah.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead, bro.
If you start at the beginning of
Yeah.
that chapter,
Yeah.
it's going to break down what that's referring to. It's talking about us basically being in the midst of various nations,
Yeah.
and we're being persecuted from every angle.
Yeah.
So a speckled bird, because once before, I went over this in the class before. In times past, we thought the speckled bird was a representation of the various colored tribes
Yeah,
and the
different
various hues of the brother.
Right.
However, if you look at a speckled bird, it's a black bird with white spots.
Yeah.
So there's not a variation of browns and blacks and everything. And this speckled bird was also a bird of prey that people hunted.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have to use the context in which the
The story is
chapter
told.
is describing.
Absolutely.
So when it starts in the beginning of that chapter, it's talking about Israel being a prey,
Yeah.
being preyed upon by other nations.
Yes, sir.
So it ain't gonna go from that and jump into us being talking about color of nations.
And let me say this
So
too.
everything we read, you have to keep it in this context in which it started from. That's why we have to start at verse 1.
Yes, sir. Spirit.
We all taught that in elementary, right?
Spirit.
Verse 1 is going to give you the basic summary of what's going to happen throughout the course of that chapter.
Yeah.
Right? It gives you the preamble or pretext of what's going to come after.
Yes, sir. Yo, it's just simple, y'all. All he's saying, y'all just study to show thyself approved. And y'all, this one right here, his hair and his head were like wool, white as snow. He died at 33 and half. His hair was black. In those 32 years that John wrote that, how did he start to look so old? Just want you to think a little bit.
Zeb always says start from the beginning.
All right, family. We're going to get this closing prayer. It's with the Most High's permission.
Well, because that's some aging, ain't it?
That's quick aging. And it's in the name of his only beloved and begotten Son, our Lord and Savior and our Redeemer, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know him as Jesus the Christ, family. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Read it in the book of Psalms, in the 32nd chapter.
Read.
It reads,
Yes, sir.
Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven.
Yes, sir.
Whose sin is covered.
Yes, sir.
Blessed, for day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer.
Yeah.
Selah.
Selah.
I acknowledge my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Most High.
Yes, sir.
And thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah.
Selah.
For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Thou art my hiding place.
Yes.
Thou shalt preserve me from trouble.
Yes.
Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance.
Yes, sir.
Selah.
Selah.
I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Be ye not as the horse or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle.
Yes, sir.
Lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in Yahweh, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. Hallelujah! Selah!
The only way you're going to be able to shout that is got to be upright in heart.
That's right.
And that ain't that clock ain't on you.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, boy. Tell my nephew I said. Happy birthday.
Hey, Naomi.
Yes, sir.
You give his love back?
Yeah, she told me. Man, we'll fix it a little bit.